Casting Sports.
It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Weather is
Pierre
brought to you
Governor
by
Athletics are brought to you by
Here's the latest weather forecast for the Pierre, Fort Pierre
Xander
area.
Auto Parts.
Lows around
Bank
41.
West.
Tonight,
All
under
around
clear skies,
graphics.
northwesterly winds
Weather all
5
roofing.
to 10 miles an hour.
Faith Lutheran
Right.
Church. And Billion Financial.
Jost trying to get one forward for Davis. Davis in the shot, and that one goes through. How about that for offense? Avery Davis scores. And it's 1-0 for Pierre.
And also brought to you by the Clubhouse Inn and Suites. Birding Electric. Slumberland Furniture. Kruger Contracting. B&B Equipment. Bridget M Photography. Edward Jones Financial. Dakota Sprinkler. And Sioux Nation.
Empty backfield again. Keenels right up the middle on the design run. All the way through. Keenels 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, 50-yard run for Keenels. 2 minutes to go, and the Governor strikes first here this evening.
Your Governor Athletics is also brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Properties, All Pro Towing, and Pure Dental Clinic.
Cross comes in, a shot to goal scored right over to Ryland Derry. What a pass from Cole Peterson, and Ryland Derry is there just to get the foot on it and redirect it into the goal, and the Govs lead it.
Governor's Athletics is also brought to you by Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motor, Midwest Cooperative, May Adam Law Firm, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, and Fisher Round.
For the Governors, for the 4th straight year, are the Class 11 AA state champions. They beat the Brookings Bobcats 38-6 here in the Dakota Dome.
Pierre Governor Athletics is also brought to you by Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And now, with the call of today's game, here's award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
For the third time in 2 years, the Pierre Governors are down in Yankton as they take on the Yankton Bucks, looking for their second win in the 3 trips down here at Crane Youngworth Field. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean here this evening as we welcome you into the broadcast booth and into our pregame show as the Governors sitting at 3-1, the Yankton Bucks at 2-2. It's a bit of a rivalry between these two teams. There's a lot at stake going back to 2019 where Yankton thought maybe they were going to be the team to knock off the Pierre Governors. Well, they're down 63-0 at halftime. That was the final score. Fast forward to 2020 here at Crane Youngworth Field. Yankton was a team to knock off the Pierre Governors for the first time in 19 games. Then you fast forward a little bit later to the state semifinal, and the Pierre Governors get their revenge and go to the state championship and win their 4th straight state championship, where Yankton used to be that team. Now the Pierre Governors have kind of been that team as of late. And Greg, tonight, these two teams, when they battle, you can kind of feel a little bit of history with the present here tonight.
Yeah, and Crane Youngworth Field here in Yankton is not only one of the most picturesque settings for a football field in all of South Dakota, it's also probably one of the toughest places to play in all of South Dakota, especially among South Dakota big schools, 11 AAA, 11 AA. There is just a ton of history down here, going all the way back to the Yankton College days back in the 1900s, and then just especially the dominance of Yankton High School, especially through the early days of the football playoff era, going back to the 1980s, 1990s. But you hit on it, the nail on the head, John. This game has kind of turned into a rivalry game, especially over the last couple of years. And I think when the schedule comes out and Coach Steve Steele and the rest of the coaching staff and the players get a chance to see, when are we playing Yankton? I think that's a date that they certainly circle on the calendar.
Yankton lost by 3 last week to Sioux Falls Jefferson. The Pierre Governors got a shutout over Douglas. Pierre at 3-1, Yankton at 2-2, but because of the strength of competition that Yankton has played compared to what the Governors have played played so far. Yankton sitting at number 4, Pierre at number 5. This would actually be, if the season ended today, we'd be right here for the first round matchup in a 4-5 contest. But the good thing is, the season hasn't come to the end of the day, and the Governors have a chance to get a regular season win against Yankton, so that maybe it can be home in the first 2 playoff games. But this is a big game tonight, homecoming for Yankton. There's already a big crowd here, and we're sitting at 6:34, so we're 26 minutes away from kickoff, and you got to expect there's going to be a lot more coming in the last 15 minutes before kickoff. This, like you mentioned, one of the toughest places to play in all of South Dakota, and the crowd is a big reason why. The student section, the Pierre Governors faithful will be here strong, but the amount of Yankton fans here this evening is going to be a huge help for the Yankton Bucks.
And Yankton's very much of a football town, and so this is a big night, and so we know that it's going to be a physical football game. We saw it last year in both opportunities that these teams had to go head-to-head last year. You fully expect that teams coached by Steve Steele and Brady Muth, the head coach of the Yankton Bucks, are going to go toe-to-toe. And so this is going to be an entertaining game. We talked on the ride down. It very well may be a low-scoring game. I mean, this is a game that where the defenses may rule, albeit the fact that both teams to date have put up pretty good offensive numbers.
The Governors Yankton Bucks come up here at 7 o'clock for kickoff. We're sitting at 6:35 right now, about 25 minutes away. So we're going to step aside and we're going to start our conversations with our coaches. We'll first talk with Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks back in 3 minutes with our conversation with our coaches. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bankwest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bankwest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M. Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M. Photography in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for their community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes.
As we welcome you back here to the pregame show on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks as they come into tonight's game at 2-2 on the season. A tough loss against Sioux Falls Jefferson at home, but here in Yankton tonight for the contest. Coach, what's the biggest takeaway against an 11 AAA team, a good team against Jefferson? What's that takeaway positively for your team, even after a loss?
I don't know if there's much positive after a loss. I mean, I think you can look at some things that we did well, definitely some things that we can build on, but at the end of the day, we're still a work in progress, and it wasn't a good enough effort, and we've got to get better, and hopefully we can take a step in the right direction against Pierre.
What was that? Some of the steps that you needed to get better from this week going into the Pierre game?
You know, big plays keep biting us in the rear, which is scary when you've got Pierre coming to town. That's been kind of the tale of the season. You know, I think we're close to becoming a pretty good football team, but it's just lapses here and there that lead to a big play for the opponent, or lapses here or there that don't allow us to have a big play. And it's something we're aware of. It's something that we've got to get fixed. But we're coming up on the midway point of the season, and so it's time to get things done.
Talking with Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks as they take on the Pierre Governors here this evening at 7 o'clock here at Yankton. You get a chance to be at home, homecoming game. I like to ask coaches that question too, because it seems like a double-edged sword. But how is it good or bad? Homecoming. Do coaches like homecoming, or is it kind of you know it's going to happen? Do you feel like it can help you out or maybe hurt you a little bit?
I would tell you the short answer to that is no. Coaches do not like homecoming. But I will also tell you, I've been to some other schools and obviously played other people for their homecoming. And, homecoming in Yankton is a special thing. We're really lucky to have really great support in our community. And our program is one that's filled with tradition. And so, football in Yankton is a big deal. And homecoming, a homecoming football game, there's maybe a little bit more added attention to it by people outside of the program. I will say I'm very appreciative of the efforts that our school, our student body, our administration make in making sure that homecoming is a positive experience for our students. Like I said, I don't know of many places that do homecoming the way Yankton does, and so, for that part, it's really good for our kids. But as a football coach, our staff, we've got a job to do, and our job is to make sure that we win a football game. And so, I think sometimes there's a feeling of added importance. I don't think I would ever say that it's a blessing to get to play Pierre, but having Pierre on your homecoming game does direct a little bit more focus and attention on the task at hand, because it's definitely a program that's in the right direction. Coach Steele's done a great job with them with his arrival there, and it's been impressive to watch what he's done with that program. And so having a quality opponent on homecoming is a challenge for sure, but it's one that's welcome, just because it does help us to focus a little bit more on what's going on with the football game.
And you take on this Pierre team, be the third time that you face this Pierre team at home in the last 2 years. Obviously got the win against them in week 3 to knock off their long winning streak. They got you guys back in the state semifinal last year. Kind of a little bit of a rivalry, wouldn't you say so, between these two teams? A little bit more than maybe some other schools because of the recent history.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I also think, for just in the recent history, anytime you're playing Pierre, it's a big game. Most everybody around the state has that game circled because it's a really good measuring stick. They're the standard right now. And so, to have an opportunity to play them, to see where you're at as a team, is a good thing for a program.
What have you seen from this Pierre team? They're 3-1 this season. They played a tough Harrisburg team in their lone loss. They didn't play so well against the Sturgis Scoopers a couple weeks ago. They shut out Douglas last week. What have you seen from them offensively and defensively? Maybe one thing that's really, really good about that team, but also some holes that maybe you've been able to see to maybe exploit this on Friday night tonight.
Well, not very many holes. Coach Steele and his staff do a great job of coaching their players. You know, you can, just by watching them, obviously seeing them in person, you can tell that they're a well-coached team. You know, schematically, their offense poses a lot of problems for people, and their defense, you know, a 3-3 stack is a tough defense to deal with from our perspective offensively. And so, you know, scheme is one thing, but making sure that your players are in the right spot and playing hard, it's Coach Steele's done a great job with those guys. And every time you play them, you're playing a really, really well-coached team. I would say the thing that stands out to me mostly is Lincoln Keenholz is a you know, if we didn't have to play him, it would be fun to just sit and watch him because he's a special individual on a football field, and just getting to know him, he's a special young man. And so, you know, that's the thing that pops out. He's a year older now. He's got a year worth of competition under his belt. You could see his improvement from week 3 last year to the semifinal game, and then in the championship game, he was very impressive. And so he does a great job of getting the ball distributed to where it needs to go. He doesn't miss hardly at all on his reads. He's a big, strong kid, but he's also got some talent around him. You know, number 17, Merkwan, is a really, really good receiver. But he's not the only one. They've got a really, really tough receiving core for us to deal with on the perimeter. Defensively, you know, that the style of defense that Pierre plays, with how aggressive it is, you know, lining up in man coverage, it becomes mano a mano, and you've got to try to have your man beat their man. And when you've got a well-coached team, that's tough to do. And so it's a tough task for sure, but one I hope we're up for.
You're talking with Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks here. Kickoff's at 7 o'clock. And, Coach, before I let you go and wrap things up here, you mentioned all the good things about Pierre, but you guys are a good team. And what do you need to do to get the job done tonight to knock off this Pierre team, get to 3-2, and force them to 3-2?
We're going to have to be the more physical team. That's the way I start every time somebody asks me that question. That's the way I start it. I mean, if we're going to win this game, we're going to have to be more physical. You know, obviously looking at when we've got into situations that aren't so good for us, we've got to limit big plays, which is tough to do when you're playing a team like this. And so we've got to limit big plays and be able to take advantage of situations that allow us to have big plays. But all that starts with how tough we are, especially up front. We've got to make sure that we dominate the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense. If we can do that, we got a shot.
Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks. Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck here tonight, and good luck throughout the rest of the season. And we might be crossing paths again here before the end of the year. So good luck to you here tonight, and good luck the rest of the regular season.
All right, thank you.
Back with more of the pregame show next year on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
When a disaster damages your home or business, you need immediate support from experts you can count on. ServiceMaster is there for your burst and leaking pipes, basement flooding, drying and dehumidification, roof leaks and failures, carpet and upholstery. We know your situation is unique. That's why we give every type of damage in every building the individual attention of certified experts who have the real-world experience to come up with the best solution. No type of damage is too big or too small for us to handle. We're standing by 24/7. Call ServiceMaster 844-902-2938.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, join me as Coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governor football team. As Coach, you take on this Yankton team, a bit of a rivalry. We talked about on Coach's Corner on Wednesday, but the third time you guys are going down here in 2 years, and you mentioned it's fun to go down there and win, and maybe not so much just to go down there and play, but fun to go down there and win. But this is a little bit of a rivalry game. There's a lot of animosity with how things have gone in the last 2 years and now going into this third year.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this at Coach's Corner. I think there's a lot of teams that have a rivalry with Yankton. There's not a lot of teams that Yankton has a rivalry with, in the history of Yankton football. And, I think the success we've had against them the last couple of years is really what's kicked and jumpstart this, into a little bit more of a two-way rivalry. And it's just been a lot of fun to play these guys year in and year out. We've had a lot of great games in the time that I've been here. And, this is just a really fun atmosphere to play a football game. Obviously it's more fun to win. I think that's true everywhere. But this is just it's a fun place to go and enjoy a football game and play a football game.
This Yankton team, they're coming in having a loss last week to Jefferson, but they like to run a little bit of a spread offense. They like to throw the ball around and use guys in different ways. But what have you seen from them from that last game against Jefferson?
They didn't quit. They got down and they fought their way back into making that a ball game at the very end. And, I think the biggest thing that Yankton can do is they play with a tempo that's very, very hard to replicate in practice. And, I got to give a quick shout to Brody Gilbertson. He did a great job running our scout team and trying to simulate that speed, between plays, because that's a very hard thing for defenses to do, to get a call in, get lined up, get your adjustments made, and get everyone talking and communicated and on the same page in a very short amount of time. So, that's one thing Yankton brings to the table. That's a challenge for every team. And, I felt like our guys did our scout team guys in particular did a very good job of simulating that.
Defensively for Yankton, their defensive line is a pretty good one that could cause some problems for your offensive line tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good challenge for our offense. They've got a really good secondary. I think number 3, Cody Oswald, could be one of the best defensive players in the state. He's back at their strong safety spot, and then their D-line, they do a really good job of getting pressure with less guys. They don't have to send that extra guy to get pressure, so if we've got to force them to have to send that extra guy tonight if they want to get pressure. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to throw the ball.
We mentioned it on Coach's Corner too, but their field goal kicker puts them in a good range, or they put him in range just after the 50-yard line. Once they get into plus territory, they're almost in field goal range right there, which doesn't happen really at all in high school football except for Yankton. What does that change defensively for you guys to try and stop them, not even just to getting into plus territory?
It doesn't necessarily stop a ton. Maybe your bend don't break changes just a little bit more, but at the same point in time, we know that it's going to be a really good game, and that, ultimately, even if we can save 4 points by saving a field goal or getting to a field goal instead of a touchdown, that could be huge. So, our defense is just going to continue to find ways to try and get off the field. And, maybe if anything, they can find a few more ways to be a little bit more aggressive there and maybe force a turnover in those situations.
You mentioned about the defense for Yankton, how good their secondary is, but you guys have a lot of receivers that have already had catches so far on the season and kind of spread things out from Lincoln Keenels at quarterback. What does that do? Does that help out a little bit? Did you see that from Jefferson, maybe spreading their receivers out a little bit more, or do you guys feel like you can spread it out more than what Jefferson did to different guys?
The one difference I think between us and Jefferson is Jefferson had a very clear number one receiver in their game. Number two was clearly the guy when they needed something, they tried to force something to him. I think we feel very confident in all 5 of our skill position players out there. Like we said, it's going to come down to if we can force them to have to send extra guys to get pressure, then I think we'll be able to throw the ball with some success. But, number 3 is a really dangerous player. If they can leave him free where he's not covering a guy in man per se, or he's not responsible for a specific zone. If they just let that guy sit and read the play, he's really, really good. So, if we can force them to have to send an extra guy and put him into man, taking him out of that free zone area, then, I think that'll help us a lot.
Last couple of weeks, your ground game has kind of picked things up a little bit. Brock Moser got his first rushing touchdown of the season last week. How much does that add? You can add more rushing attempts, or is he going to maybe stay the same as what you've had the last couple of weeks?
I don't necessarily. That's going to be a hard one to know because I said that's going to depend on the game situation, obviously. But that was a big focal point. The last 2 weeks was trying to find and jumpstart that running game, and I think we gave him more opportunities these last 2 weeks than we did those first 2 weeks. And I think that, we ultimately want to try and find some balance. I think more than anything, that's what we need. And that's what I think you need as a team to be able to win in AA football is, you've got to have the ability to pass and you've got to have the ability to run. So as long as we can demonstrate that we've got the ability to do both, then obviously whichever one's working better that day is probably going to end up getting more.
And it probably maybe makes a little bit of a factor, maybe not. We're in for a little bit cooler of a night, first cool night of the season. What does that change? Obviously, maybe guys don't hopefully cramp up as more because there's not as warm temperature, but does it negatively affect the game cooling off at all?
I don't think it's not cooling off to 30 degrees or 20 degrees off of 80. So, it'll be a little cooler. If anything, I think that'll make it really nice just because, again, you're going to take hopefully that cramp factor out of the game. And especially with a team that runs with such tempo and pace on offense like Yankton, I think having it be a little cooler will hopefully help keep our defense, again, if they put a long drive together running hurry up tempo, it's a very hard thing to do to play a full drive. So I think that will help our guys by not adding that heat element to their already fast-paced offense.
Midway point of the season, how's everybody doing injury-wise getting ready for this game tonight?
Pretty good. I think this is a unique year where I think we're healthier, in the midway point of the season than we were to start the season. So hopefully we can keep going in that direction and then, remain healthy as we get out to the rest of the season now.
And what's it going to take to knock off Yankton here tonight?
We've got to be disciplined. We got to communicate. Offensively, again, we kind of talked at Coach's Corner how they do multiple things on defense. So we've just got to communicate it. And then we've got to help on the offensive line because, again, if we can force them to have to send extra guys into the box and utilize those guys as rushers as opposed to cover guys, I think we'll find some success on offense. Defensively, we've got to be able to handle their tempo, and then we've got to be able to communicate all the different formations and motions and everything else that they do. So those are going to be the 2 big words that get us through this night.
Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck here tonight.
Thanks, John.
Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governor football team, will be back with more of the pregame show next year on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sport.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
This fall, sip on a warm, soothing apple cider and bathe in the radiance of the changing colors before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Stop for goal line stands, holler for a game-winning ace, and go berserk for a chip in from the rough. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
As we welcome you back here to Crane Youngworth Field, we are set for kickoff. The Pierre Governors, they did not win the toss, but Yankton deferred, so the Governors will get the ball first to open up play here this evening. John McClure alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. So the Governors will go from left to right on your radio dial and across your TV screen as you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Greg, this is going to be a fun one tonight. Let's get ready to go to battle here.
Yeah, and one of the things that you heard Coach Muth say from Yankton in the pregame and the interview is that he expects this to be a physical game, and that is just exactly the MO of both games last year, and I have no reason to believe that things are going to change this year.
So it will be Trevor Paulson to kick things off deep for the Yankton Bucks. Jaden Wiebe and Brock Mosier are back deep for the Governors. That kickoff near the end zone. Wiebe wearing 32 tonight will catch at the 1 yard line as he'll work right up the middle of the field inside the 2 hash marks. He gets out to the 25 near the 30 yard line. They'll count him down at the 28, and that is where the Governors will set up shop with Lincoln Keenels, their quarterback, coming out for the Pierre Governors. As we look at his stats so far in the season, 56 of 101 for almost 1,000 yards, 926 yards. Averaging at 16 yards per completion, 231 yards per game, 0 interceptions. His first game here last year was not the best, and probably one that he would probably say is the worst one that he had all season. And he's going to be looking for a big night tonight. He's got 3 receivers out to the left side, 3 down linemen for the Yankton Bucks. Looking to send one off the edge. Empty backfield here for Keenels on first down. He'll look to pass. Keenels looking down the field, still looking down the field. He'll throw it down the field looking for his man. The catch is made by Merquan. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to get to the end zone. He does for an opening play touchdown of 72 yards. And the Governors quickly strike. Just 17 seconds in, and the Governors lead 6-0.
And that play was all made by the Governor offensive line. The Bucks just rushed 4. They dropped 7 into coverage. Keenholz had a ton of time to sit in the secondary. It was just a foot race, and Keenholz just dropped a dime about 50 yards downfield, and the Governors are up quick, 6-0. Drew first blood, and what a huge play on the first play of the game for the Governors.
There's a big crowd here, but not a whole lot of chatter after that play. Cole Peterson, extra point, is up and good. 7-0, 17 seconds in. Governors lead the Yankton Bucks back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The frigid air of winter and the blistering heat of summer can really put a dent in your pocketbook. The gang at Weatherall Roofing and Insulation in Pierre say, just foam it. Saving money on your energy bills is what it's all about with Weatherall Roofing and Insulation. Let Weatherall Roofing and Insulation help you save money with their custom spray foam or blow-in fiberglass insulation. Call 224-7982 for a free estimate. And remember, just foam it.
As we welcome you back here at Crane Youngworth Field, it is a 7-0 lead for the Pierre Governors as they strike first with a early touchdown 17 seconds in on a throw, 72-yard pass from Lincoln Keenels to Jack Merquan. So now Cole Peterson will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and he will kick it deep to the Yankton Bucks. We even get through the offense for the Pierre Governors as the kick returner will be Cody Oswald and Austin Gobel for the Yankton Bucks. Peterson's got it teed up. 17 seconds in, the Governors have a 7-0 lead. Peterson on the kick. Down towards the 5-yard line, the 10-yard line, taken by Oswald. He's out to the 20, to the 25, on the near sideline. He's wrapped up and then will be thrown down at the 30-yard line to start their first possession. Rugby Riken, the quarterback, 52 of 91 for 789 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions so far on the season. Averaging almost 200 yards passing per game. This Yankton offense, just like the Pierre offense, and probably more so, will like to run a little bit quicker than what the Governors do. As the starting offensive line will have from the left tackle to the right tackle, Bodie Rutledge, Jaden Leitner, Carson Hack, the center, Zach McGee, and Kason Storr. As the first play, Riken will look to pass. He's going to step on the pocket. He's rolling. He will have to carry it himself, and he'll be down at the 35-yard line. The ball came out, and I think they're going to spot him down at the 35, 36-yard line, 31-yard line, excuse me. A gain of 1 for Riken on the first play from scrimmage.
And one thing we'll notice about Yankton is they like to go really fast with the offense. You'll see them run 3, maybe 4 plays every minute, and so it's going to be a challenge for the Governor defense to get into their sets, to get their calls made, and to be ready when Yankton snaps the ball.
Yeah, because they just ran another play. It's already going to be 3rd down and 8, another gain of 1 for Rugby Riken. So 3rd down and 8 for the Yankton Bucks here with 10:50 to play in the first quarter. Empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set. Riken will look to pass. He'll look to his right, he'll throw, and that's going to be incomplete as there's pressure coming from the edge from behind, and the throw to Oswald was misplaced, and it is a quick 3 and out from the Yankton Bucks. That's the problem with the quick offense, though. If you go 3 and out, the Governor offense got off the field 61 seconds ago, and now they're going to get back on the field here pretty quickly.
66 degrees at kickoff, wind out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour, although if you look across the field, the flag over in the southwest corner of the field is laying fairly limp right now.
So on the punt from Paulson, it'll be taken by Brock Mosier. He called for the fair catch at the 31-yard line, and that is where the Governors will set up their next offensive drive. Let's go through that offense here for you for the Pierre Governors. As the offensive line will have Kyle Albertson. There is a player down right now here for the Yankton Bucks, but we'll go through the offense here for the Pierre Governors. Kyle Albertson, Matthew Coverdale. It is Brady Getz, Christian Bush, and Jaden Floor. Coverdale, the center for the Governors. On the outside, it is Kate Kaiser, Jack Merkwan, Matthew Hansen, the 3 receivers. Jet Zabel, the tight end. Brock Mosier in the backfield. And, of course, we talked about Lincoln Keenels already as they are tending to the injured Yankton Buck. Defensively for Yankton, as we start on the defensive line, Jaden Leitner, Bodie Rutledge, and Adam Kurtenbach is the nose tackle. The outside linebackers are James Stewart and Jacob Larson. The inside linebackers, Charlie Foote and Sam Kamshoff. And the corners, Jane Supergeshi and Cooper Grotenhouse, and the free safety Braden Bass, and the strong safety is Cody Oswald. So those are your 11 starters, both offensively and defensively for the Governors and for the Yankton Bucks.
The injured Yankton Buck is Austin Gobel, a sophomore wide receiver, 5'9", 150-pounder, and this is going to be a detriment for the Bucks because he is one of their kick returns, also one of the fastest kids on this team. We were talking to Coach Steele before the game, and he reminded us that Gobel placed in the 100-meter dash at the state track meet last year as a freshman, and so this is going to be a blow. He's up and walking. Looks like, he's getting a little bit of help from the trainers. It's definitely something with the left leg, either a knee or an ankle in all likelihood, and so unfortunately that's a blow for Yankton because Gobel could be and likely is a big part, especially the special teams for the Bucks.
So the Governors, after they will help Gobel out as he tried to get off on his own power without any extra help, but it will have to have the hands around the trainers as he'll make his way to the bench. The Governors will have 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line as they lead at 7-0 here early on a one-play drive to open up the game. And now here is Lincoln Keenels out with 3 receivers to the near side. Empty backfield again. A lone receiver. 3 down linemen for the Yankton Bucks. On the snap, Keenels will take it himself. He'll split through and go up the middle. as he stays inside the hash marks as he'll get to the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 for Keenels on his first rush attempt.
Pierre wearing all white uniforms today, white tops, white pants, green numbers, green helmets, green and black accents on the shoulder pads and govs across the front for Yankton. Red tops, white pants, white or red stripes down the side, big white numbers on both sides of the uniform, red helmets.
3 receivers here on the near side, a lone receiver out on the far side. As the Governors work from left to right, 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Keenels will take it himself at another design run. He sheds one tackler and down here on the near side at the 38-yard line. A gain of 2, and it will be up 3rd down and 3 here for the Governors.
Governors trying to establish that running game and maybe just kind of settle things down after first of all the one-play drive that resulted in the touchdown for the Governors and then the quick 3-and-out for Yankton.
3 receivers out on the far side. Empty backfield again here for the Governors. Keenels trying to get the Yankton Bucks to flinch. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. They'll get the new play call here from the sideline. Play clock down to 3. Keenels will take the snap. He'll look to pass, looking to his left. He'll throw. Hansen is open. He makes the catch. He's down the sideline to the 30. He's tripped up at the 25-yard line, crossing midfield, and the Governors are back in plus territory just like that. 3 plays in, and they're down to the 26-yard line.
Bucks again just rushed 4, but one of them was a linebacker. They dropped the far defensive end off into coverage, and again, the Governor offensive line gave Keenholz a lot of time, able to allow Matt Hansen to go on that deep out route and just hit him with a strike down on the far sideline. The Governors, again, in business here with 9:05 to go in the first quarter, just about 6 yards outside of the Yankton red zone.
A 35-yard grab for Matt Hansen. Keenels 2 for 2 with 107 yards on his first 2 pass attempts. Empty backfield again here for Keenels. He'll throw the near side. Mosier makes the catch. He's got a lot of space. 15 to the 10, then to the 5-yard line. So Mosier gets run out of bounds near the sideline and near the end zone line as he's going to get down maybe the 6-yard line where they're going to spot him. And it'll be a gain of 10. A gain of 20 for Mosier on his first catch.
The Governors are doing a nice job, just a banana route for Mosier coming out into the flat, and he had a lot of space. Got a nice block from Matt Hansen out in front of him, and almost was able to get into the end zone on that play. Just a nice closure by the Bucs secondary.
So 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Again, empty backfield here for Lincoln Keenels. 3 receivers out left side, 8:56 to play in the first quarter, 7-0 lead for the Governors. And timeout will be taken by Coach Steele as the play clock ran down to 0. And that's the difference here between what we see at Pierre and also what we see here in Yankton. Keenel's probably looking at the back judge. He's not going to put his arm up at all because they have a play clock here, and that's the biggest thing. One of the biggest adjustments is having a play clock that you have to look at yourself and not wait for the referee to throw his hands up like he's counting like you would in basketball.
Again, a multi-use facility is for the first time in their history, Mount Marty University has a football program, so they utilize Crane Youngworth Field as well. And so John and I were talking about some of the upgrades. There's a couple of row of chairback seats right up here on the top rows of the bleachers right below us, and those were some very coveted seats. Those were the first ones to fill up when the fans started pouring in. And like John had said earlier, there was a really good crowd here on Pioneer Day, Yankton homecoming today. A really good crowd. Yankton, just a really good football community.
So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6. Come out of the timeout. 8:56 to go here in the opening quarter. The Governors are looking to go up by 2 scores as they'll bunch everybody up on the line. Kaiser, the lone receiver, to the left side of Lincoln Keenels. From the shotgun, he'll put Mosier in motion over the left side. He's going to follow Mosier. Keenels will cut it back. He's going to dive for the end zone. He takes a big hit, and he gets in for a 6-yard rushing touchdown, and the Governors lead 13-0 here with 8:50 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, just the designed run and just kind of an off-tackle run that you would normally see to a running back, but we saw this, and this is a play that has become a real staple of the Governor playbook in the last couple of years. First with Garrett Stout a couple of years ago, and now we've seen it more and more with Lincoln Keenholz as he has gotten more and more confidence running the football.
Cole Peterson on for the extra point. That kick is up, and It is going to be good. 14-0 here for the Pierre Governors in the first quarter over the Yankton Bucks. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Confidence, professional care, experience, and diverse care for all ages are what you should be looking for in dental care. And that's exactly what you'll receive from Dr. Monty Bechtold and Dr. Murray Thompson at Pierre Dental Clinic. You can expect friendly, caring staff who are concerned about your dental health and offer you complete confidence with routine checkups, early morning appointments, emergency treatment, and the latest in dental technology. Local dental treatment, all at Pierre Dental Clinic. Call 224-5355 or stop by their office at 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre.
It was a 5-play, 69-yard drive, and it was capped off on a 6-yard touchdown run from Lincoln Keenels. And the Governors now lead at 14-0 here in the first quarter with 8:50 to play. We've played not even 4 minutes in this game, barely 3 minutes in this game. And right now, Greg, the Governors, Yankton's the one in trouble in this game. Pierre is really taking a stranglehold this game, and we're only 3 minutes and 10 seconds into this contest.
Yeah, and remember when we talked about that this was going to be a low-scoring contest? 2 touchdowns in the first 3 minutes is not proving us to be very, very prophetic right now.
As Oswald bobbles the kickoff, it's loose, and the Governors fall on top of it, and they got the ball back inside the 29-yard line. As it will be recovered by number 86, Alano Lorenzen. And the Governors are quickly right back on the field. The offense is right back on the field where they've been for the most part of this game. And Pierre's now an opportunity to go up 3 scores with still 8:46 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a high kickoff from Cole Peterson, and Cody Oswald comes up to field the kickoff and just mishandled it, and it bounced forward and bounced off first a Yankton player, then a Pierre player before Lorenzen finally fell on it.
Keenels look to pass here. He'll pump fake. Now he's going to step up. He's going to buy some time to dive forward to the 25, but he's going to get to the 26. A gain of about 3 for Lincoln Keenels. He's got 16 yards rushing on 4 attempts so far. And the Governors have first a 2nd and 7 from around the 26-yard line.
And again, a lot of time as Keenholz went back into the pocket. I mean, he had a lot of time. Just that was a lot of credit due to the Bucs secondary. They had a nice coverage on that play.
Keenels look to pass here on 2nd down. The throw is going to go over the top of Mosier through the hands of Hansen, and then missing was number 22 Cooper Grotenhouse, who had the 3rd opportunity to make that catch. Everybody in front thought it was going to be for Mosier, then Hansen missed it, and then Grotenhouse missed it.
Yeah, it was, and the Governors are actually lucky that Grotenhouse didn't pick that ball, even though it had been deflected twice, and so the Governors caught a little bit of a break there.
So now it's 3rd down and 7 here for the Governors, as Keenels will look to pass again. That empty backfield, he'll avoid the sacks as he throws it up in the air, looking for Hansen over the shoulder, and he did not make the catch in bounds. He made the catch, but he was out of bounds, and it will bring up 4th down. And they'll see now with the Governors where they're sitting at. I think they're going to try a field goal here. Sitting at the 26-yard line, it'll be around maybe a 41-yard field goal here for Cole Peterson. And we're going to see if Cole Peterson can knock down his first field goal of the game at a 14-0 lead with 8:03 to go in the first quarter. Why not try and make that work?
And we saw in pregame warmups, especially last week out in Douglas, that Peterson was successful kicking from 45 to 50, 55 yards. So this is likely well within his distance, especially on a turf field where you should get a good hold.
43-yard kick for Peterson. The kick is up. Is it going to be good? It's going to miss wide right. So Yankton will get a break. The kick missed wide right. Looked like it had the distance, but was just a little bit right from Peterson. So his first field goal attempt is no good of the season. But still, a 43-yard field goal. There's a lot of high schools, maybe outside of Yankton, that are going to say, why would we ever try a 43-yard field goal? But with Peterson, you got the opportunity for Pierre.
Yeah, and it had the distance. It had the leg. It was just a matter of just being a little bit off. And so I think that's something that Steve Steele certainly is going to file away either for later in this game or later in the year, that Cole Peterson has that kind of distance on his leg.
So now a handoff here on 1st and 10 as they quickly, Yankton gets right out of the offense, and they will get that first play from scrimmage, as it will be Gavin Swanson that will get the first handoff of that first down play, giving a gain of 8 for Swanson, and it's 2nd and 2 from the 29-yard line. Swanson again a handoff. He's going to break free to the secondary. To the 45, crosses midfield, the 50, and Swanson will be taken down at around the 46-yard line, 41-yard line, as Yankton is into plus territory.
Just an off-tackle play, and Swanson had a big hole coming over the near side, and then it was just a foot race, and luckily for the Governors, Jaden Wiebe able to run him down at the Governor 41-yard line.
Gain of 31 for Swanson. Now here's Reichen as he'll be swallowed up by 4 Governors, and he'll get to the 38-yard line, a gain of 3 on Reichen's third run of the game. He's got 5 yards on 3 carries.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about it. I mean, this Yankton offensive line is really big. A pair of 240-pounders, a 285, a 280, and a 305 on the front line for the Bucks tonight.
On 2nd and 8, here's a handoff for Swanson. Dre Burton will wrap him up as he'll go down at around the 36-yard line. So it brings up 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5 on a gain of 3 for Swanson.
Yeah, and the Governors are doing a nice job in terms of containing that Yankton running game to the right side so far.
Empty backfield. Reichen will look to pass. He's flush in the pocket. He'll avoid 1 sack. He'll spin around again, avoiding another sack. And then Reichen will throw off the hands of Keenels, and it will fall incomplete. Austin Foley was over there along with Jacob Mayer. And now with Zarbach, the intended receiver, is 4th down, and now you're around the field goal range of Trevor Paulson to maybe put one in. But it looks like the Bucks are going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 5 from the Pierre Governor 36-yard line with 6:30 to play in the first quarter. Yankton trailing 14-0. Reichen with a man in motion. He'll look to pass. He's got a step on the pocket, trying to pick it up on the ground. He'll spin off a tackler. He's got the first down as Dre Burton will take him down at the 28. And a big gain for Rugby Reichen, a gain of about 8. He needed 5, and his first down at the 28.
Yeah, Reichen caught a lot of pressure on the far side on the blitz from Chase Sarda. Stepped up in the pocket, found a seam, was able to avoid a couple of Governor tacklers right up front and get the first down.
Reichen will be taken down behind the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of a half a yard, as it was Austin Foley that brought him down. Reichen will go no gain on that run for Reichen, so it's now 2nd and 10, under 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 14-0 lead for the Governors. 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Reichen with a handoff in the backfield, and no gain again, as that one went to Bradwich, and the Yankton Bucks with Bradwich on the run will be now 3rd down and 9, a gain of 1.
Yeah, Ethan Bradwich, the senior, 5'6", 165 pounds, came in to give Gavin Swanson, the junior starter, just a quick rest on the sidelines.
3rd and 9, Reichen from the shotgun will look to pass. He's looking downfield. He's looking for the corner of the end zone. It'll a big battle between 2 guys, and it'll fall incomplete. No flags thrown. Good coverage, as it was Suller that was an intended target. Well, there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, and it will be holding on Yankton. So it's either 4th down and 9, or it's 3rd down and about 19. And really, this is where you can say, well, we want to maybe accept the penalty because it's close to being out of field goal range now but it looks like they are going to decline it and end up going with 4th down. And we'll see Trevor Paulson come out for a long field goal attempt.
Holding against the Bucks is declined.
Yeah, and this is a matter, and we heard Coach Steele in the pregame talk about the fact that sometimes it's better to allow them the shot at the field goal and just give up 3 rather than potentially let them have a shot, and in this case probably 2 shots at trying to pick up the first down.
So now it's going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt for Trevor Paulson. He hit from this distance last week against Sioux Falls Jefferson. He's got some range. Paulson with the snap. It's a low snap. It's picked up. The kick is up, and that one, it goes off the goalpost, and then it went through the uprights. Somehow how it went off the goalpost, went off the crossbar, and then hooked around the goalpost because the referee who walked out in the field of play ended up having to duck out of the way for it. I don't know how that went all the way through, but that was an impressive field goal kick from Trevor Paulson, who made it for 45 yards out, and it's now a 14-3 game with 5:04 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was it was a ball that hit the upright, and then I didn't see if it actually hit the crossbar and went through, or if it just hit the upright and then just kind of weakly got through after that. But the Bucks get a break. They put 3 points on the board and now have a little life as the crowd is now back into this game after the Governors struck quickly for two early touchdowns in the first 3 minutes of this game. The Bucks have come back and have put some points on the board, and we'll see if the Governors can respond here with 5:04 to go in the first quarter.
As that was a 9-play drive for the Yankton Bucks, and they were able to get that field goal to go up to now be 14-3. That Cole Peterson missed a field goal would have made it 17-3, still be a 14-point game. However, it's still a two-possession game with the Bucks needing to make another field goal and then score with the 2-point conversion. Paulson on the kickoff, back towards the end zone. It will go into the end zone. Wiebe will let it fall, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback, and the Governors will have 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean with 5:04 to play in the first quarter. 14-3 lead for the Pierre Governors here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. It is an early Pierre lead thanks to a big 72-yard throw and catch from Lincoln Keenels to Jack Merkwan, and then a 6-yard touchdown run from Lincoln Keenels. That's how we got the 14 points, and then a 45-yard field goal from Trevor Paulson is the other 3 points that Yankton has had so far. We see Brock Mosier in the backfield for one of the few early times here in this ball game. Pistol formation for Keenels. He'll look to hand off for Mosier. That defensive line came straight through, and on that first down play, that offensive line couldn't hold the Yankton Bucks, and it's a loss of 3 from Mosier on this first down carry.
Yeah, one of the first times that the Buck defensive line got some penetration, we're able to wrap up Mosier in the backfield for a loss of about 3 on the play.
2nd and around 13 from the 17-yard line. Governors leading 14-3 with 4:30 to play here in the opening quarter. 3 receivers in the near side, empty backfield here for the Governors. Jets able to tie it in up on the line. Keenels look to pass, he'll look to throw. The catch is going to be made by Merkwan as he slipped through a tackler, and he will get all the way out to around the 28-yard line. A big gain coming out at the 27. A gain of 10 for Merkwan, but Jet Zabel made the catch.
Was Merkwan.
No, it was Merkwan, yep. And Merkwan gets the second catch, now 82 yards receiving. And Keenels up to 137 passing yards, 4 of 6 with a touchdown. 3rd down and about 2 for the Governors. Got to get to the 30-yard line, moving from left to right. Keenels with the clap of the hands. See if he can get the Yankton Bucks to jump. Now he'll change the play at the line. 2 receivers here on the near side. Brock Mosier in the backfield, pistol formation. Handoff for Mosier. There is a flag that is thrown. Mosier stays on his feet, still trying to power through. Everybody kind of stopped, and Mosier, he kept the legs running, and he ends up getting to about the 31, 32-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is. It was thrown pretty quick, and it will be a hold on the Governors. So it will be obviously accepted by Yankton to push Pierre back all the way back inside their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and the flag fell right at the feet of Christian Bush back in the Governor backfield, and so unfortunately the Governors looked like they had a first down. The holding call will back them back up to 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 now with 3:30 to go here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line. The Governors down by up by 11. 14-3 here in the first quarter. This is a big 3rd down play with it being 3rd and long. 3 receivers here on the near side. Keenels with 2 receivers out left side. 5 wide receivers set for the Governors. Play clock down to 4. Keenels looking to pass. He'll avoid the blitz. He'll avoid the sack. Now he's got to step up. He's got a lot of room to the far side. He's out to the 30. He gets out of bounds to the 34-yard line where they'll spot him. A big gain of 16 on 3rd and 12 for Lincoln Keenels, who had a lot of room out on the left side on the far side of the field.
And that's just kind of the maturation of Lincoln Keenels as he has grown to be more comfortable in that quarterback position. Not only did he avoid the blitzing linebacker, number 12, Max Robb, coming in from the near side. Once he was able to step up, he saw that crease on the far side and then had a whole lot of open space, able to get out over the first down marker for a first and 10 at the Governor 34.
Three receivers out to the right side. Keenholz right up the middle. 50, 45, 40. Down to the 35. He's tripped up and dives down to the 30-yard line as Lincoln Keenholz will cross midfield. He's in the plus territory again for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, just that straight designed run, and this time with the Governors in the wide set, there's a lot of room up the middle as the Bucks began to kind of cheat those linebackers to the outside to try to offer a little bit more coverage. Keenholz found a seam. Then it was just a straight foot race up the middle, and if Cody Oswald for the Bucks doesn't get around Keenholz's ankles at about the 35-yard line, Keenholz is then in a foot race for the last 30 yards.
Gain of 36 for Lincoln Keenholz in that 1st and 10 play. Three receivers out left side for Lincoln Keenholz, empty backfield with 2:25 to play. Keenholz will take the snap. As the play clock went down to 0, some of the Yankton Bucks were saying it should have been a delay game, but Keenholz will get it to the 26-yard line, a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 here for the Governors.
Again, just almost exactly that same play that they'd run before, just the design run on the direct snap to Keenholz, just goes up the middle, positive yardage this time for 4 yards as the clock ticks down under 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Governors lead by 11, 14-3 here in the first quarter. Empty backfield again, 2nd and 6 from the 26-yard line. Three receivers out left side. Keenholz, again, a design run. He'll spin off the offensive lineman, and then he'll fall forward inside the 25 to about the 23, and he'll bring up 3rd and manageable here for the Governors. The 3rd and, we'll call it 3rd and 3 here for the Governors. A gain of 3 for Keenholz.
Bucks are looking like they're primarily in a man coverage in the secondary, and so what the Governors are trying to do right now is make sure that those linebackers stay in the box so that they don't drop back. And if you can keep those linebackers closer to the line, if the Bucks continue to play this kind of man coverage with the Governors putting 4 wide, they're going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities here in this secondary.
Man goes in motion. That's Mosier. Keenholz will follow Mosier. He's got a 1st down inside the 15, all the way down to around maybe the 12-yard line, where it'll be another big gain for Lincoln Keenholz. A gain of about 11 for Keenholz. It call him down to 12. Yep, gain of 11 for Keenholz. And it'll bring up 1st down. Governors can still pick up another 1st down before they get in the end zone, but it's 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line with under a minute to play here in the first quarter.
The Governors can score here and go up 3 scores here in the first quarter. This will be a huge statement early in the game.
Keenholz will look to pass here on 1st and 10. He'll look for the end zone, looking for Merquan. Again, hand fighting going on as he goes towards the corner of the end zone, and it will fall incomplete. And he'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Keenholz now 4 of 7 for 137 yards in the first quarter. Again, that big touchdown play on the first play from scrimmage. It was a 72-yard pass to Jack Merquan. He's got 2 catches, does Merquan, for 82 yards. Still 41 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 12. 3 receivers left side for Keenholz. Mosier in the backfield, pistol formation. Just 2 down linemen for the Yankton Bucks. Keenholz will roll to his left, looking to throw, looking back to the end zone, steps back from a sack. He'll throw across the field looking for Zabel. He underthrows, and probably a good throw from Keenholz, as Zabel was the intended target. Really no chance for him or the defender to make the catch, and it's now 3rd down and 10 from the 12 with 34 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Governors tried to roll the entire offensive line to the left, and where they had 3 receivers in the formation wide on the left side, and Keenholz started to feel some pressure, reversed field, and tried to come back around. Had Jet Zabel open for about a second right in the middle of the field, but unfortunately for the green and white, just underthrew him.
So now here on 3rd down and 10 from the 12-yard line, Keenholz will look to pass. He'll throw the far side, and that's off the hands of Matt Hansen. Not sure if he's going to be able to find his way to the 1st down marker, but it brings up 4th down, and it will bring a field goal attempt here for Cole Peterson, his 2nd of the game. 4th and 10 from the 12-yard line, so we're looking at about maybe a 29-yard attempt here for Cole Peterson from the near side hash, the right side of the hash, as they work from left to right with 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
On to attempt a 29-yard field goal.
Peterson was unsuccessful in his first field goal attempt.
Peterson, Lincoln Keenholz to hold.
Now he's got a 29-yard chance. The snap is bobbled. Keenel's got a yell fire drill. Keenel's looking to pass. He's going to throw. It's going to fall incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. The snap was not good, so Cole Peterson had no opportunity to try and get a field goal attempt as a turnover on downs by the Governors.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate that the Governors had a shot right there. I mean, the 29 yards certainly within Cole Peterson's range. We saw that in the first field goal attempt earlier tonight, but unfortunately the snap nullifies that attempt, and so the Governors will stand pat, up 14-3, 25 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
So from now the 12-yard line again, it will be Rugby Riken, the quarterback. A handoff up the middle for Swanson as he's undercut by Deegan Hooskop. A gain of about 6 or 7 for Swanson on that first down play. With 10 seconds to go, I think Yankton's going to try and get one more play off. I believe it was a gain of 5, so with 4 seconds to go, and Yankton, I think, now will end the quarter. Nope, they get snapped with 1 second left, so Riken looking to pass. He'll throw the sideline. The catch is going to be made at the sideline, and that's how the first quarter will come to an end. Solar made the catch to around the 22-yard line, as it will be a gain of about 6 to the 24, a gain of 8 to the 24, and it'll bring up first down and 10. After we come back from a minute break, we head to the second quarter. Governors lead at 14-3 over Yankton. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar, and we'll throw in an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayfordtoyota.com.
At Purus, we play to win, which led to being named the most innovative food company of 2021. For over 30 years, we have worked to develop the highest quality piece for plant-based protein on the market, which is sourced from several South Dakota farmers. Our alliance with farmers allows us to build a safe and secure food supply in the United States. Join our Herald production team and make moves, because at Purus, it's not just a job, it's a career. Apply online, PURIS.com. Purus, born and bred in the USA.
We are back here at Yankton, Crane Youngworth Field, as the Yankton Bucks have first and 10 from the 24-yard line. Handoff for Swanson, skips through. There goes Swanson, the 45-50, 45-40 to the 35-30 near sideline. He'll try and sidestep a tackler, but he is thrown down by Chase Sarda. Nope.
Jaden
Wiebe. And Wiebe makes the tackle, but it will be a big gain on first down, and Yankton is in plus territory.
And it's just kind of a mesh read that Yankton has been using with Swanson and Riken, just kind of an off tackle play, kind of a quasi option, quasi read play, and they're finding a lot of success with a seam over there on that far side.
There's a sack on first and 10, as it was Austin Foley that got to him, all the way back to Chase Sarda got to him, and a loss all the way back to the 29-yard line. As he'll lose those.
Brings up second and 14.
Bring up second down and 19, a loss of 9, all the way back to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Sarda coming off of the far side, able to wrap Riken up after that loss of 9.
So now here is another chance for Riken. Steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right, throws on the run. The catch is going to be made here on the near sideline, as Solar will make his second catch, and he's down at the 25-yard line, a gain of 4, and it's now third down and 15.
Solar just a little slow to get up on that play after making the catch on the near sidelines.
Third and 15 from the Pierre 25-yard line. 10:43 to play in the first half. 14-3 lead for the Pierre Governors. Two receivers out left side here for Rugby Riken. He'll look to pass again. Steps up, rolls to his right. On the near sideline, throwing for the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted in the back of the end zone. And here come the Governors out of the end zone to the 25, where actually the 20-yard line, where it will be Lincoln Keatles that made the interception. He's down the 21, and Hey, worked out to come out of the end zone. He got 21 yards out of that end zone, so being at the 20. So Governors with an interception, first turnover of the ball game for Yankton.
Yep, you take a knee and bring it out to the 20, or you bring it out and you get it to the 21. So a net result of +1 yards on the interception return for Lincoln Keenholz. And so the Governors dodge a bullet. Reichen flushed out of the pocket, came to the right side, was looking for a couple of Buck receivers in the back of the end zone, but Keenholz steps right in front of the pass, and the Governors have the ball.
And now Keenholz will step up in the pocket. He's going to rush for it. He's out to the 40-yard line, the 45, dives near midfield. We'll see where they spot him, right at midfield. A gain of, well, it would be 29 for Lincoln Keenholz, and his first and 10 from the 50-yard line.
First and 10, Governors.
And just a pretty simple play. I mean, Keenholz goes back looking to survey his reads, and then saw that opening right in the middle of the Buck defensive line and just takes off, and 30 yards later the Governors have a first down.
Empty backfield again. Keenholz right up the middle. He'll try and sidestep a tackler. He's not going to get the 29 yards on this carry. He'll get about 3 to the 47-yard line in Yankton territory. 118 yards rushing, 113 yards passing for Lincoln Keenholz so far in this first half of the Pierre Governors. Much different than what we saw in 2020 when Keenholz came here during the regular season. He looked like a sophomore quarterback in that game. He's been looking like a super senior since then, even in here tonight as well. Second and 7 from the 47-yard line. Keenholz back to pass again. He'll throw downfield. Matt Hansen is wide open. He makes the catch. He bobbles it and can't make the catch. He was going to walk into the end zone, but he was so wide open that he had so much time to think about that. Then he ended up bobbling it, and it falls incomplete. And it's now 3rd down and 7 from the 47-yard line. And that one, hopefully we don't come back to at some point here tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that just you're so wide open that you have so much time to think about it that it just doesn't catch you right in the flow of the offense and right in the flow of the moment. And I know that's a pass that Matt Hansen is going to want back at some point very soon.
3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line. Keenholz steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right, throws on the run. Looking now, the catch is bobbled again and dropped. And it would have been another touchdown for the Governors, as Cade Kaiser ends up bobbling it and drops it. And it will bring up 4th down. And Keenholz, who started out 3 for 4, 3 for 5, he's now 4 for 12. And the Governors are going to put the ball away.
Max Robb, the senior 6'2", 200-pound linebacker for the Bucks, came kind of hobbling off. He's a key part of this Buck defense, kind of come hobbling off. We'll see if it's an ankle or something that might come back to maybe affect his play throughout the rest of this game.
That's a punt. That's a good punt from Lincoln. Keenholz is going to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line, so he flips the end of the field. But if you're the Yankton Bucks and you want to find some kind of way to get back in this game, well, the Governors will open the door for you. Those are 2. It should be 21-3, or at least 20-3, if those 2 catches are made. And now if you're Yankton, you're saying that and you're going, but it's not. It's 14-3. We've got a shot here, and this Governor defense has got to tighten up even more so than what they already are. Only allowing 3 points in the first quarter, and now 9:07 to go in the first half. With 3 receivers here near his side. Rugby Reichen from the shotgun. Play action. He's going to have a read option. He'll avoid being taken down from behind the line of scrimmage, and Reichen's actually going to get about a yard. Then Reichen lost his helmet, so he's going to come off the game. He's going to come out of the game for a play. And so having the backup quarterback come in for the Yankton Bucks, a gain of 1 for Reichen, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that's the rule in high school, is that if your helmet comes off for any reason, you have to come off the field for a play. So Lucas Kamshoff, the sophomore 190-pound quarterback, the reserve, comes on for at least this one play for the Bucks.
And Kamshoff will look to pass here. He'll throw to the flat. The catch is made by Swanson, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 11, a loss of 2, as it was Austin Foley that got in the backfield to make the play.
Yeah, and nice play by Kamshoff just to sit back, something you don't expect out of a sophomore, especially who's just put on for one play. But he sat back very calmly, gets it out to number 34, Charlie Foote, or number 36, Lucas Woods, for the Bucks. But a nice play from Austin Foley, an open field tackle that corralled him right at the 14-yard line. And so 3rd and long for the Bucks here with 8:03 to go here in the second quarter.
Timeout was taken. It was taken by Yankton, so each team with 2 timeouts with 8:03 to play here in the first half. This has been a bit of a fun game so far. Boy, we've seen a lot of plays from both these teams. We still got half a quarter left, a little more than half a quarter left in this first half. But that's the offense that Yankton likes to run, and the Pierre offense, while they take a little bit more time, have the no huddle. So we've had our fair share of plays to the first half of this game. Be 3rd down and 11. Sorry, Greg, I got to cut you off because we're about to get back to playing again.
We don't have time to do a lot of analysis. This is as fast-paced as this Buck offense is.
So 3rd and 11 from the 14-yard line. Reichen back in, steps up in the pocket. He's going to avoid it being sacked. He's still rolling near the end zone, and he's going to roll before he gets out of play. The throw is up and is knocked down by Deegan Huska, who turned around at the last second and saw it and got the right paw up there to knock it away. And it'll bring up 4th down and 11, and the Governors will get a 3 and out, and Trevor Paulson will go back to punt.
Yeah, what I was about to say was the fact that the Governors have missed 3 scoring opportunities, the 2 field goals and then the 2 open passes on this last drive, so they potentially could have another 13 points on the board right now. So like you said, the Bucks, even though they're down 14-3 midway through the second quarter, really have to feel like they've avoided dodged a couple bullets so far.
That's a punt for Paulson. That was a wobbler that will fall and roll Yankton's way into the Governor territory, and it will be down at the 43-yard line. But the Governors do get that 3 and out that they were hoping for, and will bring the offense back onto the field, where Lincoln Keenels, who again was 4 of 6 and is now 4 for 12 in the game. Now you can't pin some of those incompletions on him. However, 4 of 6 to now 4 of 12 is not like a Lincoln Keenels type performance. 3 receivers here on the near side, but also give credit to the Yankton defense for making things difficult. Keenels will look to lob it down the field, and he's going to lob it just a little bit too far for Jack Merkwan, and it will fall incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Governor 43 with 7:35 to play and a 14-3 lead for the Governors.
Yeah, just a go route for Merkwan down the far sideline. Went step for step with Jaden Super Jesse, and Merkwan able to put just a quick move on him and gain a little separation, but unfortunately Keenholz just overthrew him by about a step and a half.
And 3 receivers here near side, empty backfield for Keenholz. 3 down linemen for Yankton. Keenholz looking to pass. Kaiser coming over the middle. Now he's going to throw it downfield for Hansen. It's up, and Hansen can't make the catch. It fell through the hands, but a good play defensively, as it was Mac Reichen that was on defense there for the Bucks, and it's now 3rd down and 10.
And for a Governor offense that came out red hot, I mean, all of a sudden they've gone just a little bit cold. You said Keenholz has missed on his last 8 passes, and so unfortunately Governor offense sputtering just a little bit right now as we've gone into the second quarter.
7:27 to go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 10 from the Governor 43. Keenholz with empty backfield. They're putting everybody up on the line. That's 6 guys in the box. Keenholz steps up. He's sacked. He's going to be dropped at the 38-yard line, a loss of 5. They had 6 guys up right at the line of scrimmage, and Keenholz had no time to escape the pressure or try and step up in the pocket, and it'll be a loss of 5 back, actually a loss of 4 back to the 39, and it will bring up another punt, another 3 and out from the Yankton defense to the Pierre offense.
Gavin Swanson, Charles Foote in on the sack for the Bucks, and so Governors have to punt. 6:55 here to go in the second quarter.
Keenholz will punt the ball. Almost was blocked, as it will be caught. No fair catch given, and Oswald will be taken down at the 20-30-yard line, and it will bring up 1st and 10. Not a bad punt there from Lincoln Keenholz. But again, the Governors, you like it, especially being the road team right now. 6:46 to go in the first half. You would have liked to have been able to maybe not put this game out of reach, but maybe get a 28-3 lead on Yankton. Create all the doubt that you can possibly get against this Yankton team. But they're sticking right in here. 14-3 is their score with 6:46 to play here in the first half. A handoff for Swanson in the backfield. He's going to power his way. He's going to fall forward to the 36-yard line. A gain of 6 for Gavin Swanson, as he is now up to 108 yards rushing on 6 attempts. We've seen some big plays for both these teams. But yet Yankton has not been able to put the ball in the end zone. Down by 11, 14-3 here with 6:20 to play in the first half. Swanson again a handoff. He'll sidestep around, and then he is thrown down, as it was going to be for the Governors. I believe number
Josh Strand.
Number Josh Strand.
But
a loss of 1 for Gavin Swanson, and it'll bring up now 3rd down and 5. 3rd down, a short 5 here from the 35-yard line. Reichen from the shotgun. He'll look to pass on a quick slant route. Oswald makes the catch. He is hit hard immediately by Jaden Wiebe, but he picks up enough for a first down as he gets out to around the 42, a gain of 7 for Cody Oswald, his first catch of the evening.
Yeah, Oswald just on a quick post route, just got over the sticks and made the catch, and the Buck offense continues to roll, getting the first down at their own 42.
Now here's another handoff for Swanson as he'll try the right side. Here on the near side, he's out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 3, and it brings up 2nd and 7.
Number 73.
Beautiful night for football here at Crane Youngworth Field. Again, there's virtually no wind, temp in the mid to low 60s, and so just a perfect night for late September football weather.
2nd and 7. Reichen will roll to his left. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, still rolling to his left to throw the sideline, and it'll catch it. It will fall incomplete. And there are several people that got hit on the play that were not even. There's a couple of down markers the guys that got hit. So they'll get back up, and danger of not having the pads on and having someone run into you with pads on. It's now 3rd down and 7. Everybody seems to be okay over on the Pierce sideline.
Yeah, there was some real momentum going into the Pierce sideline from about half a dozen different players on both teams.
3rd and 7, 6 play of the drive, 5:09 to go here in the first half. From the Yankton 45-yard line, Reichen looking downfield, looking to pass, and is going to overshoot his receiver as he was looking for Cameron Zarbach, and it will fall incomplete. Jacob Mayer was in, Lincoln Keno's in coverage, and that will bring out Trevor Paulson to punt the ball away again. And the Governors are able to, again, get another stop defensively. And let's see if the offense, who, again, start out, like you said, Greg, start out on fire, have kind of cooled off a little bit. 5:04 left to go here in the first half. Evening's cooling off. The Governor offense cooling off. We only like to see one of those two things happen. Paulson on the punt. Wiebe calls for their fair catch. He'll make the catch at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Governors will set back up for their next offensive series with 4:58 to play here in the first half. 14-3 is their score, with Pierre leading over Yankton.
We'll see if the Governors can get something going here after the Buck defense has kind of risen to the occasion and dodged a couple of bullets here after those two quick strikes to open the game for the Governors. But like we said, the Governor offense gone just a little bit stagnant over the last 10-12 minutes of this first half.
4:58 to go here in the first half. Empty backfield here for Keno's. He's spotted at the 21-yard line where Wiebe made that fair catch on the punt. Keno's will step up on the right side. He'll go off the line. Now he's going to just slide down. Nothing there for Keno's, and decided the safe play, although he's going to lose a lot all the way back to the 16-yard line. Actually going to spot him at the 15-yard line. So a loss of 6 for Keno's on that first down play. But a smart play by Keno's. He had nothing there, although he maybe could have thrown it away, but you have to have a receiver in the vicinity, even outside the tackle box.
Yeah, he tried to go up the middle, kind of got bumped off of the route that he was looking to carve up the middle, and then just had to take it to the outside, and there wasn't anything there.
Keno's looking over the middle. The throw, the catch is made by Hanson with a lot of space. He's going to get a block. He's out to the 35 to the 40, where he's going to get out of bounds just past the 40-yard line. Well, actually, they're going to spot him right at the 40-yard line. And it'll be a gain of about 25 for Matt Hanson.
Yeah, and the Governors ran that route, that same combo route, a lot last week, where you just give the outside receivers time to clear, and then the receiver kind of runs just kind of a drag route right across the middle, and that has been open a lot both last week and then again this week.
Keenels with the run. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to try and keep the wheels churning, but he could not. He's up to the 41-yard line, a gain of 1 for Keenels. And it will bring up now 2nd down and 9 from the 41-yard line with 3:53 to play here in the first half. Governors will have to kick the ball off to start the second half, so if you're Yankton, you like to get a stop somewhere in here and then go down and score, where you get a chance maybe then to either take the lead or tie it up at some point in that first drive of the second half. The Governors obviously would like the exact opposite and finish out this half with at least 6 points. 2nd down and 9 from the 41-yard line. Keenel's looking to pass. He's going to throw down the middle over to the right side. Jack Merkwan on the sideline. He's not in bounds, and it will be incomplete. Might have got forced out of bounds, and I say that maybe forced out of bounds legally as he made the catch, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, he went stride for stride. Merkwan did with Jaden Supergessi right down the far sideline, and good coverage from the Buck secondary, but a nice ball from Lincoln Keenholz. Merkwan caught the ball. Unfortunately, he was outside of the boundary, so it'll go as an incomplete pass.
3 receivers here on the near side. Empty backfield for Lincoln Keenels. 3rd and 9 from the 41-yard line. 3:25 to go here in the first half. Keenels will look to pass again. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right. Keenels will run out of bounds, and the Governors are going to have to punt the ball away again, as Keenels will end up being out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A loss of 6 again from Keenels, and it's 4th down and long, and the Governors will punt it away.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those plays that you teach your quarterback. It's better to take the loss, better to not do anything that, just take what's there. And in that case, there wasn't anything there. And so for Lincoln Keenholz, what he does is just pulls the ball down. He'll go back in punt formation, try to pin the Bucks deep, and see if the Governor defense can hold with 3:19 to go before halftime.
And Keenholz is the punter, as he'll get a rugby-style punt. It's going to take a good couple of rolls for the Governors inside the 20. They're going to let it continue to roll as it goes inside the 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line, where it'll be picked up. And that's a real good punt there from Lincoln Keenholz. It didn't look like he was going to be good, but he had the right spin to it. Golf, that's a useful shot.
Yeah, about a 52-yard kick off the right foot of Lincoln Keenholz, and so the Governors have the Bucks backed up deep in their own side of the field. 3:06 to go before half.
Governors lead 14-3. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Robbie Reichen right now, he is 3 for 10 for 19 yards. 2 receivers out to the left side. Governors showing blitz. Handoff for Swanson up the middle. He gets untouched all the way into the secondary, where he's going to be taken down the 21-yard line. A gain of 8 on that first down play for Swanson. And right now, where Yankton has been the best has been running the football with Gavin Swanson.
And what they do is they run that kind of mesh read and bring Swanson up the middle, and then he just takes it to the outside.
Well, the Governors heard me on that one, as there'll be hardly any gain. Well, but he's going to get up for a first down. Swanson's going to pick up about 2 yards. It might be just a half yard short. They're just going to give him the first down. Boy, all right, well, they got a first down, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. I'm surprised they didn't measure that one. With 2:23 to go. Here's Rugby Reichen stepping back all kinds of time. Now he's going to be flush in the pocket, looking for somewhere to throw. He's going to dump it off and throw it away, and it will fall incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And the referees are pointing to the intended target, as it was Cameron Zarbach that was the man in the vicinity to make it now 2nd and 10, as Reichen is 3 for 11 now on the day for 19 yards.
Yeah, and that's the second time where Reichen has been flushed out of the pocket, works all the way to the sideline before he finally gets rid of the ball. I mean, he uses every inch of the field in an attempt to try to see if there's something that might develop. And fortunately for the Governors on both times, neither play developed into any positive yardage.
Reichen on the throw, wide open. The catch is made on the flat on the far side, but hardly any gain, as the catch was made by Rob and he gets out to the 26-yard line. A gain of 3. Foley was there on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. Rob's first catch of the evening. 3rd and 7 from the 26 with under 2 minutes to play. 1:45 left to go. 2 receivers here on the near side for Reichen. Swats in the backfield. Reichen will look to pass. He'll throw over the middle. The catch is going to be made. And dropping down is Zarbach on the far side as the catch is made at the 34-yard line. A gain of 8 and a first down here for Yankton.
And Yankton has done that a couple times now where their receivers know exactly where the first down sticks are, and they just kind of sit down right over the first down sticks just enough to keep the drive alive.
Reichen throwing to the far side, almost a one-handed grab as it came here on the near side, looking for Kroll, and boy, the tight end Kroll nearly had that one-handed grab, but it will be 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line.
Kroll's a big target, 6'5", 210, and a big target, but Reichen really made him stretch, but Kroll almost came up with that one-handed grab. Fortunately for the Governors, the ball falls to the turf.
1:24 to go here in the first half, 14-3 lead for the Governors. Reichen rolls out the throw over the middle, and the catch is bobbled and then ends up dropping as it was Soler the intended target, and it's now 3rd down and 10 from the 34. And the Governors are trying to get out of this drive as well. Another 3rd down opportunity for Yankton, who is hitting about every 1 for 2 3rd down conversions so far, almost 60% for Yankton on the season. But it's now 3rd down and 10 from the Yankton 34-yard line.
Cody Oswald out here one-on-one with Jaden Wiebe. We'll see if they look to him, maybe some kind of a post route.
Reichen will look to pass. He's looking to his left. Now he's going to roll to his right. And now Reichen looking over the middle. He'll throw. Zarbach will make the catch. He tiptoes the sideline, stays in bounds, and he's inside plus territory, inside the Governor territory, as he'll get out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and a nice job for the Bucks on that play. Reichen rolled out, waited for his receivers to finally open up, and that time it was Zarbach who came across from the far side of the formation, came all the way across the field. Reichen hits him down at the 42 for a first down.
Gain of 24 for Zarbach. He was a little slow to get up. He's actually down on the sideline right now as he's standing there. As Reichen looking to pass, he's flush in the pocket, throws on the run. That's over and through the hands of Tyler Soler. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 42. Boy, Soler was wide open, and the Governor is going to be thankful that he couldn't make that grab.
Yeah, because he would have had a lot of running room. He probably would not have gotten all the way to the end zone, but he would have certainly picked up a good chunk of yardage had he made the catch.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. 1:04 to go here in the first half. 2nd and 10 from the Pierre 42-yard line. Yankton driving, down 14-3. 2 receivers on each side for Reichen. He's hit as he throws, and he'll fire it out. No one was there. And it'll bring up 3rd down as he was taken down by Brady Getz, who is now out on defense for the Governors. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10. And another 3rd down here for the Governors to try that defense to try and get off the field. 1 minute to play here in the first half. 2 timeouts for each side. 3rd and 10 from the Pierre 42-yard line. Yankton's got to get it to the 32. 2 receivers on each side, but it'll be a timeout taken by Rugby Reichen with exactly 1 minute to play. 14-3 is their score between Pierre and Yankton. The Governors leading by 11, who scored in their first 2 drives, but have been held scoreless since then. Yankton's only points that came on a 45-yard field goal from Trevor Paulson. Yankton's trying to find a way. I mean, with 1 minute to play, this is outside of a really big play for the Pierre Governors. This is probably the final drive of the first half, and if Yankton can find a way to get at least 3 points, it's a one-possession game going into halftime.
Yeah, and I think if you're Yankton, if you can even come out of this drive with a field goal, ideally you'd like a touchdown right before halftime. But if you can come out of here with a field goal, you can really feel like you've maybe kept yourself in this ball game, like you said, John. Then it would be just a one-possession game, and the Bucks get the ball coming out of the locker room to start the second half, and so this is sort of setting up like the game that Yankton had last week, where they got down early to Sioux Falls Jefferson. Were down by a couple of scores throughout most of the first 3 quarters, but just kind of kept finding a way to stay in that game, and finally for the Bucks ended up losing 38-35.
So out of the timeout, 3rd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Two receivers out on the far side, working from left to right. Reichen looking to pass. Still looking. Rolls to his right. Still looking to pass. Still looking. And he's tripped up. Throws it away. That's going to be either intentional grounding, and it will be intentional grounding. So it's either a sack or intentional grounding, and it will go down as a sack, or it goes down to intentional grounding. And it will bring up 4th down and very long here for the Yankton Bucks.
And it will force the Bucks into a punting situation.
And Paulson, we talk about how he's in field goal range pretty much when they get into plus territory. Maybe not so much at the 48-yard line. Actually, going to be backing them up all the way back to the Yankton 47-yard line. So they're not even in plus territory anymore, which is well out of any field goal range. So with 51 seconds to go, the Governors are going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts. And hey, let's see if the Governors can have the quick strike offense. They scored 17 seconds into the game to make it 7-0. Paulson on the punt. Here, Jaden Wiebe calls for the fair catch. He'll make it, and he's got it at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Governors will take over, looking to try and get one score here before the end of the half, and maybe go up 21-3, at least 20-3 before we hit the halftime break. 45 seconds left to go here in the first half. Stay tuned for that halftime report. We'll run down the stats. We'll recap the first half. We'll give you scores across the state. All right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
And the Governors have the opportunity, and with 2 timeouts, they have that big play capability. We've seen that a lot through the first 4 games. This would be a great time to break out of this offensive funk that they've been in for the last quarter and a half.
2 receivers on each side, empty backfield here for Keenels. He's looking to pass on first down. He's going to scramble, still looking to throw. A diving grab is made, and it's a first down. Cade Kaiser, he's got the catch at the 36-yard line. A gain of 14 for Cade Kaiser. His first catch of the evening.
Clock stopped momentarily as the first down sticks reset.
And now Keenels looking for, as the clock's still running down to 27 seconds, Keenels look to pass. Steps up. He avoids a couple of sacks, and then he's going to go down. He lost the football as he maybe tried to throw the ball away, and end up being recovered by the Yankton Bucks, and it'll be 1st and 10. And Yankton's got a shot again with 19 seconds left to go. Keenels will fumble the ball. Only thing that's hurt Keenels so far in any kind of turnovers for the first 5 games has just been fumbles. No interceptions from Keenels, but he did fumble it there. And some life back in for the Yankton Bucks with 19 seconds to play. And they are at the 40-yard line in Pierre territory. So now here's the opportunity for the Yankton Bucks, again, to try and make it a one-score game. All they got to do is maybe pick up a couple extra yards. They got 1 timeout to work with. Well, picking up a couple yards, and you're in Trevor Paulson's field goal range.
Yeah, realistically, probably about 10 yards gets them within Paulson's range.
2 receivers, left side for Reichen. Swanson in the backfield. Reichen looking to pass. He's going to go for the home run ball down the field for Oswald. It's up, and it's going to fall incomplete. And a good job in coverage for the Pierre Governors and Jaden Wiebe. And Oswald, who's probably one of their better receivers, had the opportunity to go get it, but Wiebe was able to fight it off. And now Rugby Reichen is 6 of 20 here in the first half.
Yeah, if you remember Yankton football from 10, 20, 30 years ago, they would probably throw 20 passes in the first 6 games combined.
Reichen a quick throw. Zarbach makes the catch. He gets out of bounds as he was hit out of play by Lincoln Keenels. And it looks like maybe a gain of about 9 for Zarbach. It was out of bounds, so it will be the clock stopped, and it should be 3rd and 1 here from the 31-yard line. A gain of 9 for Zarbach.
10 seconds left. The Bucks still have a timeout left, so if they can get a quick hitter here, they can call timeout even if it's in the field of play and still give Paulson an opportunity to kick a field goal.
So now it is Reichen scrambling, still looking. The throw, the catch is going to be made out of play with 4 seconds to go, as it was Soler to make the catch. And Soler's got his 3rd grab as he is down around the, I think I spot him at
the
23-yard line. So a gain of 7, gain of 8 for Soler. And it will bring up A kick upcoming here for Trevor Paulson. And Coach Steele might take a timeout. We'll see if maybe he is. 41-yard field goal for Trevor Paulson to try and make it a one-score game at halftime. Keenels, Steele, he's all the way out. He's looking like Lincoln Keenels, and he's on the field right now trying to call the timeout. Coach Nathan Nas was out there with them. He had almost the entire coaching staff coming out there trying to call timeout. Yeah, make Trevor Paulson. You don't see him very often where you try and ice the kicker, but Paulson, a good kicker as he is, Steele says, we got 2 timeouts, so I'm not going to go in the halftime locker room with him.
Yeah, and Coach Steele was about halfway out to the hash marks on the far side of the field trying to get the referee's attention before the referee finally heard him and made the official call on the timeout. But 4 seconds left to go here in the half. Paulson's going to tee this thing up from about the 31-yard line, so that will make this a 41-yard field goal. He's already hit from 45 tonight.
So, yeah, well within his range. Cole Peterson missed a field goal attempt, and the second field goal attempt never actually happened because the snap was low and to the inside of Keenels, where he had to get up and try and scramble, try and pick up the first down. So, however, it is Trevor Paulson looking to go 2 for 2 on field goal attempts. Final play of this first half. Paulson from 41 yards out. The snap is good. The kick is up, and that one's going to go wide left. And it will be no good. That was going to be good from about 50 yards out. But Paulson missed the field goal, and that is how the first half will come to an end. 14-3 is their score. 2 missed field goals, a made field goal, and a botched snap on a field goal attempt. 4 different field goal attempts in the first half. You don't see that very often in high school football throughout an entire season. However, we had 4 in this first half in a 14-3 game here at the break. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We'll come back, and we'll have halftime stats for you, scores, and more. All right here on at KCCR and available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Slumberland Furniture invites you to stop in and check out their newly refurbished mattress and bedding section, now titled Sleep Solutions. Slumberland has really pulled out all the stops in this area with a selection of memory foam, innerspring, or hybrid, and exacting descriptions of their many choices, plus newly added enhancers to complete your sleeping experience. And don't forget, great specials as well. Slumberland Furniture's grand opening of their Sleep Solutions area, now at Slumberland on the truck bypass in Pierre, and check out slumberland.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites has Midwestern charm and unprecedented attention to detail that provides the perfect getaway. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites provides a complimentary deluxe continental breakfast featuring hot waffles, biscuits, and gravy, They also have an indoor children's water playland, whirlpool and fitness center, and a beautiful backyard patio with seasonal fire pits. Everyone deserves a night away. Call 605-494-2582 to make your reservation today. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites. Experience.
As we run down the stats, and we'll talk about the scoring here in just a actually, we'll talk about the scoring first. The Governors open up the game 17 seconds in, first play from scrimmage. Lincoln Keenels threw a 72-yard touchdown pass to Jack Merkwan, and the Governors were off and running because it was a punt from Yankton in their first drive. It was a 3-and-out from Yankton to have that first punt. And then the Governors went right back down the field, a 5-play, 69-yard drive that was a 6-yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenels to make it 14-0. Then the ensuing kickoff was dropped by Cody Oswald. The Governors recovered it, but Pierre couldn't capitalize. A missed field goal from Cole Peterson kept it at 14-0. And there was a 9-play drive, ended with a 45-yard field goal from Trevor Paulson to make it 14-3. And then we've seen nothing but punts. We had an interception, a turnover on downs, a missed field goal attempt, and that was all we had in the first half. However, 275 yards of play for the Pierre Governors, 192 from the Yankton Bucks, and that is where we sit here after our first half as we run down our totals here as Lincoln Keenels went 6 of 17 for 175 yards and a touchdown pass. He is 103 yards on 16 carries. He hit a fumble. Brock Mosier had one rush of -3 yards. He had another rush that was called back on a penalty. Jack Merkwan, 2 catches, 82 yards and a touchdown. Then it was Matt Hansen with a 59-yard, 2 catches for 59 yards. Kaiser with a 14-yard grab, and Mosier with a 20-yard grab. And that's all the offense from the Pierre Governors in the first half. As we look at the Yankton Bucks on their offense as well, it was Rugby Riken going 8 of 22 for 71 yards. Then it was Samuel Kamshoff, -2 yards, 1 of 1 passing. That's their 69 yards of total passing yards. And then rushing-wise, Gavin Swanson ran 10 times for 120 yards. Then it was one rush for Bradwick. And then receiving-wise, 3 catches for 20 yards. And then it was 1 catch for 7 yards for Oswald. 3 catches for Zarbach of 41 yards, 1 catch for 3 yards for Robb, and a 2-yard catch for Swanson that was negative yards for their 192 yards of total offense. As Greg, as we look through this first half, and the Pierre Governors, I think got to be feeling a little bit. They got to be a little bit on edge going in the locker room. Everything started out so well for them, and then it turned out to not be so well at the end of the first half, although they still lead by 11.
Yeah, they lead by 11, but I think they probably look at the scoreboard and think that we probably left at least 13 points on the field. The two wide-open drop passes on the one drive that surely would have ended up with long touchdowns. The 2 field goal opportunities, the one that Cole Peterson missed just to the left, the other one on the botch snap, and so that one would have been from 29. Peterson certainly has the leg from there, and so I think the Governors probably are even though they're probably excited, happy, glad that they're going into halftime with this 14-3 lead. I think they also can say that this should be a much bigger margin as we go into the third quarter, and so the Governor defense has risen up to the occasion when they've had to. Like you said, 195 yards so far allowed. And the Buck offense has generated 195 yards. So they've been able to move the ball, but the Governor defense has risen up when they've needed to, either as the Buck offense has gotten down towards the red zone, or in the one case, the Keenholz interception in the end zone. And so Governors are doing what they need to do right now. They just need to do a little bit more and a little bit better in order to finish this game out.
Governors leading 14-3 here at halftime. Back in 3 minutes with some halftime scores. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Have you ever
wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
First United Methodist Church would like to take this time to wish the Pierre Governors great success in this sports season. Athletic competition builds skills, leadership, teamwork, and provides lifelong lessons in character development. I'm Pastor Greg, and I invite you to join us for meaningful worship, personal growth, and compassionate fellowship. For a list of worship times and upcoming events, visit our website, pierrefirstUMC.org, or our Facebook page, Pierre First United Methodist Church.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. Go Govs!
This is Art from East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center. Did you know we are open 7 days a week? We're your shopping destination rather than simply a producer of nursery plants. We know what plants work in the area and offer high-quality landscape design services, plant materials, handmade outdoor crafts, and high-quality garden art. Let us make your yard and garden one to remember. East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center, east on Highway 34, north of Farm Island, in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Yankton as the Governors lead a 14-3 here at the break. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean.
We got score updates from across South Dakota in first and 11 AA in the second quarter. St. Thomas More leads Douglas 19-0. At halftime, Spearfish leads Custer 14-0. T area scores right before halftime to go up on Watertown 23-13. In the upset special of the night at halftime, Huron leads Aberdeen 21-0. In Brookings, the Bobcats all over Mitchell 35-0 at halftime. Later on tonight, Rapid City Stevens and Sturgis will take on Rapid City Stevens takes on the Scoopers out at O'Hare Stadium in Rapid City. In 11 AA, Belle Fourche at halftime leads Chamberlain 21-7. Miller High Moor Herald in midway through the second quarter all over Jim River 30-16. Closer to home, White River and Stanley County. Stanley County midway through the second quarter leads the Tigers 28-14. No score from Jones County and Wall. In 11 AAA, Harrisburg scored on a 72-yard pass play with 1:04 left to defeat Sioux Falls Roosevelt 38-34. Sioux Falls Lincoln has defeated O'Gorman 21-17. At halftime, Brandon Valley leads Washington 10-7. Sioux Falls Jefferson has defeated Rapid City Central 35-6.
That is your score updates. 14-3 is our score here at the break between Pierre and Yankton. Back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping is who you should call as we enter the fall season. They can make sure your lawn makes it through the tough South Dakota winters. They can help with the fall cleanup, winterize that sprinkler system so that it can be ready to go in the spring. And once the snow starts to fly, they can help with that too. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, helping customers year-round. Call Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M. Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M. Photography in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back here to Crane Youngworth Field as the Governors lead 14-3 at halftime. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the Governors will have to kick the ball away to the Yankton Bucks to start the second half. And Greg, as we get into the second half, the Governor defense has been strong. They can continue that, but you're looking for the offense to get back to where they were at the first two drives of the game, really in the first 6 plays of the game.
And the Governors have had some opportunities. I mean, they've been able to move the ball, but the problem is they just have not been able to sustain those drives after they've had the big play. They've had some big plays to jumpstart some of those drives after those first 2 scoring drives of the game, but then they get down into Yankton territory and they're just not able to quite finish off and either punch the ball into the end zone or kick the field goal with success. And so I think that's probably the message that the Govs are hearing in the locker room right now is we just got to finish. I mean, we're doing what we need to do. We've just got to finish drives on the offensive side, and we got to be a little bit better on the defensive side.
Yeah, Governors gaining the Yankton Bucks right now, 275-192. But you take away those first 2 drives where the Governors were able to score on a 69-yard drive and obviously a 72-yard pass. Yankton's been able to outgain the Governors. Now, again, the good thing is the Governor defense has not been bending and breaking too much. They've been bending, but they haven't. You're probably going to be okay with because at some point the Governors, it would take a lot of field goals to beat the Governors with an 11-point lead right now. if that's all you're going to get. And the Governors are willing to let Paulson continue to kick field goals.
And the Bucks are fortunate in that field goal. I mean, that they made. I mean, it hits the upright and just kind of leaks through, and so that's how the Bucks got their 3 points. But I think you're right. I mean, I think if the Governor defense can continue to do what they've done so far, and they've done a nice job in terms of making Rugby Riken uncomfortable in the pocket. I mean, they flushed him out a number of times, made him throw on the run. He's actually throwing on the run a little better than maybe what you and I are, and you said in watching some game film last week in the game against Sioux Falls Jefferson, Riken struggled a little bit once he got outside the pocket. Tonight, he still has not had a real high completion percentage, but he has hit a couple of passes where the Governors have forced him out of the pocket, forced him to roll especially to his right, and so right now, the Bucks are probably kind of getting the same message. I mean, that the Governors are getting. Just, we're doing enough things. We just got to close down the big play right now, because that's really what has been the biggest challenge for the Yankton Buck defense tonight. Giving up a lot of big plays, those first 2 big drives, and then they've given up a couple of long runs to Keenholz and a couple of long passes, but have kept the score at 14-3.
Rugby Riken right now, he is 8 of 22 for 71 yards. Lincoln Keenholz on through the air, he is 6 of 17 for 175 yards. That is where we sit through that first half between Pierre and Yankton. The Bucks will get the ball to start the second half, as the Governors, where the Bucks won the toss, elected to defer, and the Governors will have to kick it away to the Yankton offense, as the Yankton team has not been able to find the back of the end zone yet. They are 1 for 2 on field goal attempts. The Governors are 0 for 2, although Peterson only kicked 1 field goal attempt, as it is a lead right now here for the Pierre Governors over the Yankton Bucks, 14-3. We step aside for 3 minutes, and we will come back with the second half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for their community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
As we welcome you back here to Crane Youngworth Field as the Pierre Governors and Yankton Bucks are set for the second half. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as the Gals will be kicking the ball deep to the Yankton Bucks. As it will be Cody Oswald and I believe it's going to be Tyler Solar back deep for Yankton as Cole Peterson will tee it up. And we are set to go for the second half. Governors lead at 14-3. They scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives. And then were held down after that. And the Yankton Bucks only a 45-yard field goal from Trevor Paulson in the first quarter. The only scoring that we've had. No scoring in that second quarter. Peterson will kick it deep as it will go towards the end zone, but Oswald will catch it inside the 5. He's out to the 15. Cuts to the far side, the 20, 25, to the 30, and he'll cut it back, and he's down outside the 35-yard line to around the 37, 38-yard line, and that is where Yankton will set up shop. Cole Peterson on the tackle for the Pierre Governors.
And he's made a couple of tackles for the Governors on kick returns so far this year. So not just a soccer player.
He will be back at home tomorrow against Sioux Falls Jefferson. We'll have those soccer games for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. As it will be a handoff on 1st and 10 for Swanson as he will get to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 2. And we'll call it 2nd and 8. Swanson 122 yards, 120 yards in the first half. 2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line. First 30 seconds gone by here in the third quarter. There's a pitch late from Reichen to Swanson, and Swanson will fall back at around the 38-yard line. A loss of 2 right back to make it 3rd and 10 here for the Yankton Bucks.
First time we've seen a true option, just kind of a speed option from the Bucks. Reichen goes up right into the tackle gap and got wrapped up and pitched to Swanson at the last second, but the Govs did a nice job closing that down.
So it's now 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line, actually 38-yard line. Reichen will go back to pass. He'll pump fake. He rolls to and right. He'll throw, and it's going to fall out of play, and it will be 4th down. As I believe it was going to be Chase Sarda that got there. Excuse me, Austin Foley got there first. And it's now 4th down and 10, and the Governors will get the 3 and out that they were hoping for to open up the third quarter, and it will bring up a punt from Trevor Paulson, with both Brock Mosier and Jaden Wiebe deep.
Yeah, nice 3 and out stop for the Governor defense to open up this third quarter. Just 1 minute and 2 seconds off the clock so far in the third quarter.
Paulson, low snap. His punt, end over end. It'll take a Pierre bounce. And the Governors are just able to get away from it. There's a lot of yelling from the coaching staff on the far side from the Governors because they were close to having it go off of them when it took a Pierre bounce and almost went in Yankton's favor as it's down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, just kind of a knuckleball from Paulson and the kind of ball that you see out of an NFL punter who's trying to drop it inside of the 10-yard line, and it just kind of died right at the 30-yard line. A lot of times you expect that ball to have enough momentum to carry it back towards the goal line, but in this case it just kind of died right at the 33.
3 receivers here on the near side. 1st and 10 for the Governors from their own 33. Quick throw. It's going to go off the hands of Hansen and fall incomplete. Brock Mosier was in front, and I think maybe Hansen thought Mosier was about to grab onto it, and it fell through the hands of Hansen, and it's now 2nd and 10. Keenel's now 6 of 18 here this evening.
Keenel's over talking to Hansen and Mosier real quick, and I don't know if there was a mistake on that combo route and whether one of them was in a spot where they shouldn't have been, and because they were kind of stacked up one behind the other on that play.
10 seconds to go on the play clock. Empty backfield here for Keenels. Up the middle. A flag gets thrown right at the line of scrimmage. Keenels gets all the way out to the first down marker. And then a flag will come in at the very end of the play. So now what will probably happen is we'll get maybe a 10-yard penalty on a hold, and then a 15-yard penalty on a dead ball foul on Yankton. And where the flag was thrown and how many Yankton guys were around the referee, it looks like it's probably going to be on Yankton. So they'll have to walk off, and of course they always walk off the 10 yards, and then they walk back the 15 yards instead of just walking 5 yards. But we'll see here the referee, he does not have a mic, so he cannot hear what he can barely.
Dead ball, personal foul, 52 on the defense. Each penalty will be administered. Remain second down.
So it will remain second down, so they back it up 10 yards. Now the referee put the ball down. Now pick it back up and run 15 yards. A little bit of exercise with the referees. I mean, that's probably why they do it, get a little exercise. So it ends up being a net gain of 3 yards because of the penalty that was 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it ends up being a net of 3 yards, and it's now 2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line.
And we'll replay the down.
Yeah, we'll replay that. I've never understood why they don't just add the difference there and just mark it 5 yards. But, hey, referee got extra 10 steps in, I guess, or extra 12 steps in. It's 10:30 to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line.
So you're saying it's a fitness issue?
Yes. Quinos with the hand or the design run. He'll get near that first down marker again as he dives forward. He's out to around the 43-yard line. That's where the first down marker is. And I think he's got enough for a first down. The side judge says he doesn't. Looks like he does. Well, he does there. He's going to pull him along. So it was a gain of 7.
Gain is to the 43
and it's a gain for a first down.
10 yards
yeah,
to go for the
down marker was marking first down. The first down chain guy was ready to move, but the guy on the back end of the chains hadn't figured out that he was ready to move, and so everybody else would move except for the one guy, and he's on the back end of the chain, so nobody else could move.
Quick throw. Hansen makes the catch out in the middle of the field near the near side hash mark. He's out to the 45-yard line where he's down inside Yankton territory as he'll pick up 12 yards on the catch. And Matt Hansen's got his third grab. 71 yards of receiving for Matt Hansen here tonight.
And same play they ran just a couple of plays ago where Hansen goes and sits down at about 12 yards on the curl route and has Brock Mosier right in front of him. And that time Keenholz delivered a strike to Hansen for the first down yardage.
3 receivers out left side, empty backfield here for Lincoln Keenholz. 9:45 to play in the third quarter. Keenholz designed run again. He'll fall forward around the 41-yard line, a gain of about 4 for Keenholz. He's up to 114 yards rushing on 18 attempts. He does have that fumble, the only turnover from the Governors outside the missed field goal and turnover on downs.
And what the Governors may be doing is when they have that design run called, Keenholz is kind of spying because the Bucks like to shoot a linebacker. And so Keenholz is kind of spying where that blitzing linebacker may be coming from, and then he just runs away from where that blitz is, tries to find a seam, and tries to go up the field.
3 receivers out left side. Brock Mosier goes in motion. They'll fake the handoff, play action. Keenholz will throw down one-on-one coverage and a jump ball, and it is going to be intercepted by the Yankton Bucks. And the first interception of the season thrown from Lincoln Keenholz. It goes all the way down around the 10-yard line where it will be Yankton ball as the interception was by...
Excuse me. Interception was by Jaden Supergeshi down at the 4-yard line. So unfortunately, it's a turnover for the Governors, but it's almost like dropping a punt back and pinning the Bucks deep. And so the Bucks, again, starting with poor field position here on their second drive of the second half, 8:58 to go here in the third quarter.
Reichen from his own end zone will go to the near sideline. He's able to skip through a couple of tacklers. Now he's going to reverse field to the far sideline. He's out of the 20, 25 before he gets out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. And a big run for Rugby Reichen to get out of his shot of his own end zone. He'll get out of the 31-yard line, a gain of 27 for Rugby Reichen.
Yeah, Reichen picked up 27 yards. That's going to be the official number in the playbook. But he actually ran about 70 because he came all the way to the near sidelines before he reversed field and took off for the far sideline.
It is Swanson now here for the Bucks, as he'll get out to about the 37-yard line, a gain of about 6, and it's second down and 4. Call him at the 38, a gain of 7.
Yeah, and that's that speed option again where Reichen goes to the right, pitches to Swanson just before he goes down in the arms of a Governor tackler.
Reichen will put a man in motion. That is Kroll, the tight end. A handoff for Swanson again. It will go from to outside the right tackle, and then Swanson will pick up enough, looks like, for a first down. Gain of about 3 or 4 to the 42-yard line. Called a gain of 4 for Swanson, and a first down here for Yankton, as they're starting to maybe drive down the field a little bit. They're still in Yankton territory. First and 10 for the 42 with 8:08 to go here in the third quarter. Designed to run a read option from Rugby Reichen. He'll get to the 45-yard line, a gain of 3, and it's second and 7.
Reichen, the second leading rusher on the team, coming into the game, 32 carries, 152 yards, just under 5 yards a carry. Has not scored a touchdown, but averaging just under 40 yards rushing a game so far for the junior quarterback.
Second and 7 from the 45. 2 receivers on each side here for the Yankton Bucks. Man goes in motion. That's Solar. He'll roll to the right, does Reichen. The throw, and the catch is going to be made around the sideline and out of bounds. It is Solar that makes the catch, as they'll get enough for a first down to around the 48-yard line, a gain of 8. And it will bring up first and 10 here for Yankton.
And again, that's that rollout to the right, and Reichen. When Reichen rolls to the right, he's had some effectiveness as he's been able to roll out and throw, although he still struggles a little bit when he gets flushed out of the pocket. That time he was able to connect with Solar for the first down.
Gavin Swanson, the first down run, goes up the middle. He'll gain a couple of yards to the 44, and it will be up second and 6 for a gain of 4. From the 49-yard line, a handoff in the backfield, and in the backfield will be stopped as Bradwich will be stopped back to the 45-yard line. A loss of 1, and it's now third down and 7 here for the Yankton Bucks.
Bradwich, kind of a change of pace back. Swanson, 5'10", 195 pounder, more of a ground and pound kind of back. Bradwich, 5'6", 165, likely to get kind of lost in and amongst those big trees, big hippos in the offensive line.
Third and 7, a long throw down the field, out of bounds, no chance to make the play, and it will fall incomplete. Oswald, that was the intended target, but there was no unless he's about 7'2", there's no chance for Oswald to go get that and stay in bounds. It'll bring up fourth down, and Paulson will come out to punt the ball away.
I'm not even sure if he was 7'2", standing on top of somebody that was 7'2", he would have had a chance to get that.
6:32 left to go here in the third quarter, and it's going to be 4th and 7. Got to be careful for a fake punt. Yankton pulled that off last year and had a big play that helped win that game back in week 3 last year. From the Pierre 45-yard line, Paulson will punt the ball away. It will be a fair catch, called for, caught by Jaden Wiebe at around his own 10-yard line, and the Governors now will have the next possession. Boy, we have seen a lot of punts, but we've seen a lot of good punts from these guys, from Paulson and Keenels. But the Governors now, again, 14-3 is their score. Have not had any scoring since the first quarter, and we're almost halfway through this third quarter. 6:27 to go. They will spot him at the 11-yard line, as the Governors are going to work from left to right on your radio dial. As Pierre leads it by 11, 14-3. Lincoln Keenels throws his first interception of the season. He's 7 of 20 tonight for 187 yards. He wait for that one guy to come out, the offensive line. Actually, the left guard for the Governors. But 3 receivers stacked up. Mosier goes in motion. He'll go back to the far side of the field. Keenels look to pass on first down, throwing it down the field, and overthrows his intended receiver as he was looking for Cade Kaiser. And it will fall incomplete, and it's now 2nd and 10.
And remember how we talked in the pregame that this may be a low-scoring ball game, and then we thought we were going to be wrong 3 minutes into the game, and maybe now it looks like we maybe are going to be closer to right than wrong, as we have not had any points scored in the last quarter and a half. Still 14-3, 6:23 to go here in the third quarter.
2 receivers here on the near side. pistol formation with Mosier in the backfield. Keenels will roll to his right. He's looking to throw on the run. Still looking, throws it to the sideline. Hansen can't make the catch. He was hit as the ball got over to him. And it brings up 3rd down and 10 from the Governor 11-yard line. And you start to play field position with Yankton. Of course, you're okay with that if you do that for the entire game because you're up by 11. However, right now, Yankton's win that field position battle. It's going to take a big punt if you don't get a first down here from Lincoln Keenels to try and get that field position back on the Pierce side.
And we heard last week from Coach Steve Steele in the postgame that he said that this defensive secondary of Yankton's is probably the best one that they will see all year long, and Keenholz's numbers tonight may be reflective of that.
5 seconds to go on the play clock. 3 receivers out far side, down to 1 second. Keenels is able to get the play off just in time. A throw, the catch is going to be made by Jet Zabel, but he is going to be down at the 14-yard line, a gain of just 3, and it will bring up 4th down. Cooper Grotenhouse on the tackle, and they actually will get it to the 20 to the 15-yard line, so it ends up being a gain of 4 for Zabel on his first catch of the evening, but it will bring up 4th down, and the Governors go 3 and out, and we'll have to punt the ball away.
Lincoln Keenholz.
5:50 and winding now here in the third quarter. Governors up 14-3, but are forced to kick from deep in their own side of the field.
Oswald is the return man. Keenholz on the rugby-style punt with a good punt, but it will go out of play, and it will probably be on the Yankton or on the Pierce side, and the referee still walking. Surely it didn't go that far out of play, but it was going to be at the 40-yard line, and where Yankton will take over. And where I thought maybe it was going to be a good punt, it turned out to not be as good of a punt. End up being a 25-yard punt from Lincoln Keenels. Well, it's now 1st and 10 here for the Yankton Bucks inside Pierre territory. They're looking for a touchdown is Yankton. They're down by 11. If they score at this point in the game with 5:35 to go in the third quarter and as limited points as we've seen, you got to expect them to go for 2 to try and pull within 3. A handoff for Swanson. That defensive front is there for the Governors, and it'll be 2nd and 10 as the Governors, as Brady Getz was over there, and Gavin Stotts to make the play. No gain for Swanson. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Again, Yankton goes very quick. The tempo that they have does not get a whole lot of teams an opportunity to get things underway. Rugby Riken will start to roll out. He's going to avoid a sack. He's going to look to pass. He's going to try and sidestep Stotts. He does, and then he's going to be taken out of bounds, and a flag will come out at the very end. Jacob Mayer's going to get called for a foul with a lead hit. Dre Burt got to him first, and then it was Mayer that got the hit at the very end right after he went out of play. It was a gain of 9, but it will be a 15-yard penalty tacked on the penalty.
After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 9, 15-yard penalty.
So now Yankton is in prime position to try and score a touchdown. They'll be inside the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate penalty for the Governors. Wasn't a malicious hit, but Riken was a good 2 steps across the boundary line when the hit was delivered, and it was kind of an incidental hit, but it was big enough where the officials were forced to make the call.
Riken will scramble out. He lost the football. It's going to be scooped up, and the Governors are going to have the possession. Dre Bird down the sideline, 45 inside Yankton territory, to the 42-yard line, just like that. How quickly things change. The Governors get a strip sack. Dre Burt picks it up and takes it into the Yankton 42-yard line.
I think that was Chase Sarda who came from the backside. He's been applying pressure all night long in that Yankton Buck backfield, and this time he came from the backside. Riken just set up to throw, and just at the very last second, Sarda came in from the blind side, stripped the ball, and then a nice play from Dre Bird, who actually picked the ball up in stride. And if it weren't for Max Robb, the 6'2", 200-pound senior linebacker, who went stride for stride with him down the field, that would have been a 6-point play for the Governors.
Lincoln Keenels in the first play on the next drive here for the Governors will get into the 39-yard line. A gain of 3 on the run for Keenels. Up to 117 yards rushing here for Keenels. 191 yards through the air for Lincoln Keenels, who had 127 He was 3 for 3 to open up the game for 127 yards, but since then, he is now 8 of 23 for 191 yards through the air. And credit the secondary and the good linebackers and defensive backs for the Yankton Bucks, causing that the low completion percentage from Lincoln Keenels. 2 receivers out on the left side. Mosier gets the handoff. He's able to avoid a tackle for a loss, and he's able then to dive his way forward for about a gain of 1 to the 38-yard line is where they're going to spot him. And it'll bring up now third down and 6 for Pierre at the Yankton 38-yard line.
Adam Kurtenbach, the nose tackle for the Bucks, got good penetration on the play and kind of disrupted the timing in the backfield. He got just kind of the tip of Brock Moser's shoe as he was going by, and just enough to cause him to lose his balance and keep the play to just a minimum gain.
3rd and 6, 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. Pierce still leads 14-3. Keenels is going to scramble out of the pocket. That pocket collapsed really quickly. Keenels will throw on the run. Looking down the sideline, is going to fall. Incomplete. Looking for maybe Jet Zabel. And it'll bring up 4th down. And now that where you're sitting out for the Governors, trying to figure out where exactly we're going to. Thought maybe we were going to have a flag being thrown, but there was no flag thrown. I think the referees are just going to talk to
4th and 6.
a couple of guys. But it's 4th down and 6, and where you're at, you're kind of in no man's land here. You're outside the field goal range for Cole Peterson, but you really don't want to put the ball away from your own 38-yard line, or from the Yankton 38-yard line. So it looks like Governors are going to go for it. 4th and 6, play clock down to 5. See if Keenels can get the Yankton Bucks to jump. Play clock down to 1. And he does get the play off just in time. Keenels will step up. He's going to pick up the 1st down as he's going to get to the 32-yard line. Well, he's going to be close. Looked like he was going to have it, but I think he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Boy, that's going to be really close. He had to get to the 32, and they're going to call for a measurement, I believe. No, they're not even going to call for a measurement. They're just going to say Yankton football. Wow, that's and no argument from the coaches. And looks like maybe that's going to be Steele's not calling for, not looking too upset. Although they've
not moved the markers yet. There they finally moved the down marker, but I didn't see the Buck defender that came in that actually made the tackle on Lincoln Keenholz, but it looked to me like he dropped his head, that maybe you could have made an argument on a targeting call there that wasn't called.
Gavin Swanson, the handoff on 1st and 10. He gets outside the 40-yard line. The ball looks like it was dropped, and now they're going to call for it. And the Governors get the football right back. Swanson fumbled the football, and it was picked up by the Governors. We do have an injured Governor right now on the field.
Brady Getz.
So Getz, who was dealing with some back problems, it's not a back problem. Well, he is kind of holding this right side a little bit.
I think he's holding his left shoulder, left hand, but he looks like he's going to stay in the game. I think it's his left hand. We'll see. Now it looks like maybe he's making his way toward the sideline. That would be a blow for the Governor offensive line if he's out for any extended period of time.
So back-to-back plays, the Yankton offense fumbles the football, and the Governors fall on top of it. So now the Governors have the ball right back at the Yankton 40-yard line, 1st and 10 with 3:01 to go here in the third quarter. Still looking for our first point since the first quarter. 14-3 is their score. 3 receivers out on the left side for Keenels. Empty backfield here on 1st and 10. He'll take it up the middle, Will Keenels. He's out to the 35. He'll try and cut it back, spins around at the 30-yard line, and then he is dropped at around the 28. A gain of about 12 for Lincoln Keenels on 1st and 10. And the Governors have a 1st down as they start to make their way down the field.
We're starting to see a lot of gestures and a lot of motions, particularly from the Yankton defense, and so there's the potential that this game could devolve and maybe get a little chippy before it gets all over and said and done with.
So it's 1st and 10 for the 27, a 13-yard gain for Keenels. 2 receivers out left side, 2:30 to play here in the third quarter. Pistol formation with Brock Mosier in the backfield. A handoff for Mosier. He'll sidestep to the right side. He's going to be throwing down as he'll pick up a minimal gain as he's out to the 26, a gain of 1 for Brock Mosier. And a 2nd down and 9. Mosier with 3 carries right now for just minus 1 yard. Overall, the Governors have 139 yards rushing so far in the evening with 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 9 from the Yankton 26-yard line. Moving from left to right, Governors up by 11, 14-3. Bunching everybody up towards the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation here for Keenels. They'll put Mosier in motion to the left side. And then we'll have a whistle. There's still 6 seconds left to go on the play clock. It'll be a false start on the Governors, and it'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 14. See who the guilty party is. They did not give a number, and it's still going to be 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 14 outside the 30-yard line now here for the Governors.
Brady Getz still remains on the sideline. We've not seen him come back into the game yet. Hopefully, again, that's just a short-term injury that keeps him off the field and off the offensive line for the Governors.
2 receivers out left side as Hansen is the slot man. Keenel steps up, he's hit as he throws. The catch is going to be made by Hansen over around the 16-yard line. Boy, that's a huge catch for Hansen and a dart from Keenels, who might have almost got hit or might have been hit as he was releasing the ball. As he gets to the 16-yard line, a gain of 16 for Hansen.
Yeah, I didn't see the number of the Buck defender that came around the backside, but I honestly thought that either Keenels was going to get sacked or at least have the ball tipped as he started to deliver it, but he got that ball off just a fraction of a second before the Buck defender got there and was able to complete the pass.
1st and 10 from the 16. Keenels eclipses 200 yards passing here on the evening. Handoff for Mosier. He'll slip through the first set of tacklers, and then he is going to be taken down inside the 15 to around the 14-yard line, a gain of about 2. And it'll bring up 2nd and 8, so 2nd and a long 8, and Mosier is into the positive territory in rushing yards. 4 carries for 1 yard so far on the evening for Mosier.
Jaden Wiebe comes into the game. He's kind of the utility player. You can line him up in the backfield, or you can line him up as a receiver, which is what he will be. He'll be in the slot in this bunch formation for the Governors.
With 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter, Keenels will roll to his left, and now we're going to have the play blown dead, and it'll be full start on the Governors. Kate Kaiser gets called for it. Looked like everybody moved except for Matthew Coverdale when the snap, right before the snap was made. But it will be now 2nd and 13 as they'll push the ball back out to around the 19-yard line with 20 seconds to go. If the clock does start on the play clock, and it does, the Governors don't have to run another play. They can let this run out and head to the fourth quarter with a 14-3 lead. Gone are the days of having the offense go through between Pierre and Yankton, which was just last year. It's a 17 points between the two teams as we come to the end of the third quarter. The Governors won't take the snap. 14-3 is their score. We haven't had any scores since the first quarter. Governors are threatening inside the red zone, but we head to the fourth quarter with a 14-3 advantage for the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute with the start of the fourth quarter. You listen to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When a disaster damages your home or business, you need immediate support from experts you can count on. ServiceMaster is there for your burst and leaking pipes, basement flooding, drying and dehumidification, roof leaks and failures, carpet and upholstery. We know your situation is unique. That's why we give every type of damage in every building the individual attention of certified experts who have the real-world experience to come up with the best solution. No type of damage is too big or too small for us to handle. We're standing by 24/7. Call ServiceMaster 844-902-2938.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
We head to the fourth quarter, 14-3 score. The Governors lead the Yankton Bucks. John McClure alongside Greg Dean.
Scores from 11 AA. Early in the fourth quarter, T has widened and is all over the arrows, 44-13. Out in Rapid City, St. Thomas More continues to lead Douglas 19-0. That score still from the halftime. Aberdeen has put a touchdown on the board, but with 5 minutes left to go in the game, Huron continues to lead the Eagles 21-7. Brookings all over Mitchell 43-7 at the end of 3, and Spearfish handily over Custer 30-0 early in the fourth quarter.
Welcome you into the fourth quarter. Governors are now moving from right to left, and they're looking for the end zone. It's 2nd down and 13 after the false start penalty. Governors didn't have to snap it again. So now here at 2nd and 13 from the 19-yard line. In the red zone are the Governors. Jade Wiebe goes in motion. Is Lincoln Keenels. He'll pump fake. He's going to roll to his right. Still looking. The throw to the sideline, and it will fall incomplete. And it will bring up 3rd down and 13 from the 19-yard line.
Yeah, just again, the Yankton Buck defense continues to do what they need to do, which is put pressure on Keenholz. They've made him uncomfortable tonight, and have done a nice job when he's gone back to pass. When Keenholz has had time, he's been able to pick apart this Buck secondary. But when the Bucks have been able to get some pressure on him and made him move, he's not been near as comfortable.
3rd and 13 from the 19-yard line. Keenholz will look. He's going to float it to the corner of the end zone. It is up, and it will fall incomplete. There's no flags, and it will bring up 4th down. And we'll see if the Governors will try for a field goal. Coach Steele is walking his way out to the outside the box, looking for a potential of a flag, and we have a Governor that's still down. I believe that was Kaiser that was the intended receiver. And it will fall incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and we'll see if the Governors, it'll be official time, and so the Governors have a little bit of extra time here to think about what they want to do. If they want to try and kick this field goal, which would be right around a 36-yard field goal attempt for Peterson. That's exactly what they're going to try and do. Try to go back up by 14. Peterson, where are they going to look at this here? It's going to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt here for Peterson. It's right in the middle of the field, right in between the two hash marks. Lincoln Keenel's the holder. Governors are trying to get one more guy out there. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. So Peterson gets lined up with 5 to go on the play clock. See if we get a better snap here. It is a good snap. The kick is going to be up from Peterson, and it's going to be straight through. Peterson hits it out of the ballpark. A 37-yard field goal for Cole Peterson has made it 17-3 with 11:43 to go. 17 seconds in the fourth quarter. We finally get our first points since the first quarter, and the Governors lead at 17-3. Back in 30 seconds. Listen to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
So it was a 6-play drive in total. 37-yard field goal from Cole Peterson has given the Govs now a 17-3 lead. They're back up by 14 points. So now, Greg, as we have Cole Peterson that will kick things off, Yankton has to score 2 touchdowns with a extra point, which for Yankton probably a little bit more automatic than most teams, as Peterson's kick will be taken by Oswald around the 6-yard line. Oswald here at the 15-yard line gets tripped up. He is down out around the 15, and that's where Yankton will start the next drive. But Pierre has put the pressure on Yankton to score twice in the last 11:37 and score touchdowns twice to try and tie this up.
Yeah, and that field goal was huge. I mean, like you said, now they got to punch the ball in the end zone twice. Good coverage by the Governor kickoff unit. Trevor Rounds, the freshman, the 5'10", 145-pound running back, along with Brock Mosier down on coverage, bring Oswald down at the 14-yard line of the Bucks.
A handoff on 1st and 10 here. Swanson gets the handoff, and he will be stopped. His forward progress was stopped. He'll get a yard to the 15 and a gain of just 1 for Swanson. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. And here's for the Governors. That's a big play, and for Yankton, a big play too. First time they haven't turned the ball over in their last 3 offensive plays. Reichen claps his hand, waits a second, gets the snap. Quick throw for Oswald here. The catch is made. It almost looked like his knee was on the ground, but he will get out to around the 24-yard line, 23-yard line, so he picks up 8 yards, and it's now 3rd down and 1.
And that's exactly what Jaden Weeby was trying to tell the near official on the sideline, that, hey, Oswald's knee was actually down when he caught the ball back just over the 20-yard line instead of giving him forward progress to the 23.
So now handoff for Swanson. He is wrapped up. Is he going to get the first down marker? No, he's not. No gain for Swanson on 3rd down, and he'll bring out 4th down and 1. That big defensive line for the Governors come up big, and Trevor Paulson is going to come out and put the ball away. That's a huge, huge stop for the Pierre Governor defense.
I think it was a defensive tackle, Kyle Albertson, on the far side that got penetration and brought Swanson down short of the first down marker, and so that's a huge play for the Governor defense. It looks like they're gonna force the Bucks into a 3-and-out here with 10-12 to go in the 4th quarter.
That's a huge 3-and-out for the Pierre Governors, as long as Paulson does actually punt the ball away, which he does do. As Jaden Weeby is back deep, he'll let it bounce. It's going to take a couple of Yankton rolls. And inside the 40-yard line to around the 36 is where it's going to be picked up and where the Governors will take over. But a huge 3-and-out for the Pierre Governor defense, who have allowed Yankton just 3 points on the board. Pierre leads at 17-3 with 9:55 to go here in the 4th quarter. No scoring up until that field goal from Cole Peterson. No scoring since the 1st quarter up until that field goal from Cole Peterson. And we haven't seen that in a long time, especially with a Pierre Governor game, where we haven't seen any kind of scoring at all from either team. But now the Governors lead by 14. They can almost put this game out of reach if they can put some points on the board. 9:55 to play. 1st and 10 from the Governor 36-yard line. Play action. Keenels will roll. He'll throw downfield. Merquan couldn't make the catch. It was broken up. And a really good play defensively by Jaden Supergeshi. And that's, again, this defensive team for Yankton is very, very good.
Yeah, Supergeshi, the senior, the 6-foot, 165-pound cornerback. Actually, Merquan had some separation, had about a step and a half on Supergeshi, but Supergeshi closed really well once the ball was in the air, able to knock the ball away at the very last second, and so puts the Governors back into a 2nd and 10 situation from their own 36-yard line.
9:48 to play here in the 4th quarter. Play clock is down to 4. Keenels with an empty backfield, 3 receivers here on the near side. As Keenels will take it up the middle, he's out to the 50. He'll try and get it back to the far side hash, and he is down as he's inside Yankton territory, and they're going to mark him down around the 42-yard line. A big gain for Lincoln Keenels.
Yeah, just again, Keenholz just kind of finds that seam on that designed run, and we'll have to ask Coach Steele if that's just kind of a read for him, if he just takes the snap and then just tries to find a seam, or if he's actually designed to go into a specific hole in the offensive line, because right now that's actually been other than 72-yard touchdown pass, that's probably been their most effective play so far tonight.
Keenels again a design run. He's going to be swallowed up at the 40-yard line, a gain of 2. He picked up 19 on that last play. 161 yards rushing now for Keenels on the evening, with 9:05 to go in the 4th quarter and counting. Governors are in Yankton territory, moving from right to left. They lead at 17-3. 2nd and 8 from the Yankton 40-yard line. Pierre looking to go to 4-1 the season, win 4 straight after dropping their opener against Harrisburg. They've won 3 in a row. Didn't look so good against that Sturgis team a couple weeks ago, but have defensively looked really good in the last several weeks. With a shutout against Douglas, and now only 3 points allowed against Yankton. Play clock down to 3. Keenels, another design run, as he'll cut it up the middle of the field. He's inside the 35 to the 34, and it brings up 3rd down and 2, a gain of 6 for Keenels.
And what, again, the Bucks are doing is they're shooting a linebacker on just about every play, and so what we're seeing is Coach Steve Steele is just putting the ball in Lincoln Keenholz's hands and just saying, hey, you go find a seam in that offensive line and try to find a hole. And if you can do that, you're going to have some positive yardage, because you're going to be able to run away from where that shooting linebacker is.
One of the biggest 3rd downs here for the Governors. 3rd and 2 from the 24-yard line. Keenels will pick it up inside the 30 to the 25-yard line where he's taken down. They're going to get him at the 24. A gain of 10 for Keenels. On 3rd and 2, he picks up 10. And now the Governors are just about back into the red zone with under 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, leading by 14.
And again, the dual threat quarterback, the danger of a quarterback who is mobile really has put the Bucks in a dangerous situation here. If you play Keenholz to run, he'll just step back and throw it over the top of you. If you play the pass, he's going to carve you up running through the middle of that defense.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Play clock down to 2. Keenels again up the middle. He'll go outside the left tackle. He'll be tripped up, and he'll go down at the 21-yard line. Still picked up 3 yards on that first down run for Lincoln Keenels, and it's now 2nd down and 7 from the 21. Boy, Keenels has been, we have not seen him rush very much throughout the season. He has got 26 rushes for 180 yards now on the evening for Lincoln Keenels. 6:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. And again, the Governors are letting that play clock continue to run down. Keenels had 33 carries through the first 4 games. He's got 26 here tonight for 180 yards. 3 receivers out to the right side. Keenels again to get another design run. He'll push his offensive lineman. He'll get out of bounds, but he's going to get near the marker for a first down, as it'll be a gain of about 6, and it'll be a 3rd and short here. Super Geshu was able to help push him out of bounds with 6:32 to go, and it's 3rd down and 1 from the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 for Keenels. He's closing in on 200 yards passing and rushing here today.
And what the offense is doing well under the tutelage of Coach Steve Steele, and it really helps with these play clocks, is that Lincoln Keenholz is letting that play clock run all the way down to 1 or 2 before he calls for the snap. Clock has stopped since he went out of bounds on that last play, but now we get a timeout for the Governors. 6:32 left, first time out of the half for the Governors. They'll still have 2 left, and they're up 17-3.
Yeah, and the play clock had run down to 0 by the time Steele had called the timeout, and the Governors' offensive line was still standing straight up, so they had to call that timeout with 6:32 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 12:40, we'll start coverage of Pierre Soccer, as it's a doubleheader. They take on Sioux Falls Jefferson. First time I have remembered to say Jefferson Cavaliers. I have not said that ever in my entire life, and I'll say that a lot tomorrow, as the Governor boys and girls will take on the Jefferson Cavaliers. The girls will play first at 1 o'clock with the boys to follow. You have Oklahoma and West Virginia college football tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And there'll be the Colts and Titans first at noon on Sunday, be followed by the Bucks and the Rams, and then Sunday night football between the Packers and the 49ers, all on KCCR. And, of course, Pierre Governor Athletics also available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Look at that, all from memory, too. Nothing in front of me, and I got all those games. If I'm wrong, I wasn't wrong.
You're just a true pro. That's why you're an award-winning sportscaster.
Okay, I don't know about that, but
no, it's true. We hear it in the open every time. Award-winning sportscaster John Winkler.
It's 3rd and 1 for the 15-yard line. We come out of the timeout, bunching everybody up, and now we have the referee call for the whistle, and he'll say something to Lincoln Keenholz, and then back his way up. And now we're going to get back to football.
Yeah, the music was still blaring pretty loud. That may have been part of the issue.
I think maybe he was telling him to go to this restaurant after the game. Keenholz will get the design run. He's got a first down inside the 10. He's pushed out of bounds again, so the clock will stop. However, the Governors will take that because they get a 6-yard gain from Keenholz on 3rd and 1, and it's 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line.
And it's pretty clear that right now Steve Steele is putting this game on the back and on the feet of Lincoln Keenholz. And so far, Lincoln Keenholz has responded very, very well. Like you said, he's closing in on over 400 yards total offense between passing and running so far tonight.
If you would pick up these 9 yards, he'll go to 201 yards rushing, 207 yards passing through this game for the Governors. as he'll get the design run again on first and goal from the 9. He's going to get inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, a gain of 5 on that first down run. 6:18, the clock will continue to run. The Governors have second and goal from the 4-yard line now as they're looking to go up by 3 scores.
Yeah, and again, it's just smash mouth football right now. I mean, this is just mano a mano. This is just the Pierre offensive line against the Yankton Buck defense, and right now the Governor offensive line is winning those battles because they're getting a really good push. They're getting 2 or 3 yards, and Keenholz is getting 2 or 3 yards before he's even being breathed on once he breaks the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal from the 4-yard line. Keenholz again, design run. He'll sidestep one tackler, then he's going to go down. He might have lost a yard back to the 5. I think they're going to keep him spotted at the 4-yard line. So his 30th rush, he's got 197 yards on 30 carries. He had 36 through 4 games. He's got 30 tonight by himself in 1 game.
He's going to be sore tomorrow.
He's going to be sore. Yeah, I don't know if we're probably going to bring him up for player of the game. I don't know if he's going to make his way up here because he might be too sore by the time he gets done with.
But I can tell you, if the Governors win this game, that soreness is not near as much of an issue as if Yankton somehow finds a way to steal this game in the last 5 minutes and 6 seconds.
Play clock down to 2. Mosier goes in motion. They'll hand it off to Mosier. He's going to try and cut it back. He's going to look to dive for the end zone. Did he get in? Nope, they're going to spot him just short of 1 yard short of the goal line. So it was 4th and goal from the 1. Some of the fans here are looking for a hold on the Governors. Didn't get that call. And it's now 4th and goal from the 1 as Mosier picked up 3 yards. And the Governors, they don't go from under center ever. But will they go from under center here with 4th and goal from the 1 yard line? Talk about smash mouth football. This is probably what it's going to be. Play clock down to 13. Everybody's looking over at the Pierce sideline. Keenholz will get out the play. Play clock down to 8. See if the Governors can get this play off in time. They don't want to delay a game. Keenholz down to 3 seconds, down to 2 seconds. Keenholz will take the snap with none on the play clock. He'll get in for a touchdown. Lincoln Keenholz, smash mouth football, and the Governors lead at 20-3 with 4:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. 198 yards rushing, and now put a touchdown, 2 touchdowns to his name on the ground for Lincoln Keenholz on 31 carries.
And that was just a straight ahead. If you would list him as a fullback, that would have been a classic fullback dive, but that was just a straight ahead run, and Keenholz just followed the right side of the Governor offensive line across the goal line in for 6.
Cole Peterson on for the extra point. That kick is up, and that is going to be good, and good luck finding that football as that one was smashed through the uprights. 24-3, the Governors lead by 21 here with 4:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This fall, sip on a warm, soothing apple cider and bathe in the radiance of the changing colors before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Stop for goal line stands, holler for a game-winning ace, and go berserk for a chip in from the rough. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
And fans are starting to head to the exit as the Pierre Governors lead at 24-3 here on homecoming night in Yankton at Crane Youngworth Field. As with 4:11 to go, the Governors had an 11-play drive, 10 rushes from Lincoln Keenholz, 1 from Brock Mosier, but it was a 1-yard touchdown run from Keenholz, who has 198 yards on the ground. 35-yard line is where Yankton will start this next drive, as it was Swanson, number 30, that had that, and will be 1st and 10. Trey Lewis was with the tackle.
Lucas Jones also in on the tackle for the Governors. But Yankton will start this drive with 4:05 to go from their own 35-yard line, down 24-3.
3 receivers split out wide here on the right side as Reichen, a quick throw, one-on-one coverage. Zarbach makes the catch. He gets to around the 39-yard line, a gain of 4 for Zarbach, and they've got to move quickly here. If you're Yankton, you've got to move very quickly. You got to score 3 times here in 3:48 and counting. You got to get a bunch of two onside kicks after scoring at least this first time here. Solar goes in motion. Reichen will look to pass. He'll throw over the middle. Oswald makes the catch. Broken coverage for the Governors. Wiebe slowed him up enough, but Oswald stays on his feet. The Governors aren't bringing him down, and Oswald is down inside the 20-yard line to around the 18, 17-yard line. That's a big gain for Cody Oswald.
Yeah, it was actually Gavin Stotts who came all the way from his linebacker position to run Oswald down after he'd run through about 3 different Governor arm tackles. And so Stotts actually brought him down inside the Governor red zone at the 18-yard line.
So a gain of about 42, and now it's 1st and 10 for Yankton, throwing it towards the end zone, looking for Oswald. It's up, and it's going to fall incomplete. Oswald had a piece of it, but it will fall incomplete. And the Governors, boy, Reichen took a huge hit letting that one go. But it will fall incomplete. Jaden Wiebe in coverage. He's had Oswald's number pretty much all night. Weebe's done a pretty good job against Oswald.
And the Governors play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and tonight all-purpose backs in South Dakota has been locked up with Jaden Wiebe all night long, and Weebe's done a nice job.
Reichen goes down as he is sacked, and it will bring up 3rd down and very long as Jaden Floor gets back to him, and it'll be a big sack for a Rugby Reichen who looked like maybe the offensive line and everybody else didn't think the ball had been snapped. It was all the way back to the 31, a loss of
12.
Yeah, it was going to be 3rd down and 22. So here from 3rd down and 22, Reichen looking to pass. He'll throw it, looking for Oswald again. Wiebe in coverage. It's going to be well short on the throw, and it will bring up 4th down. As with 2:40 to go, here's your ball game. If you can't get this, if you can't pick up this first down here on 4th and 22, the Governors can pretty much run out the clock with up by 3 scores, 24-3 here in Yankton. Two receivers out left side. Solar will make his way over there. Clock is stopped at 2:40 to go. 15 to go on the play clock. 5 wide receivers set. Empty backfield for Reichen. Obvious passing down on 4th and 12. Reichen, he'll look, he'll throw. He'll overthrow his receiver. It falls incomplete. And the Governors will take over. Turnover on downs after a big play from Cody Oswald. It will fall incomplete. A turnover on downs. And the Governors are now 2:34 away from knocking off Yankton here on homecoming as more fans are heading to the exit and getting an early leave here this evening. Boy, when you're the visiting team and make the home fans leave a little early, that's gonna. I'm sure that the players don't see that very right now, but that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, and again, this Crane-Youngworth Field is a tough place to play, and so for the Governors to come down, this is kind of a statement win, kind of maybe the one that they had kind of been looking for in this season. Now that we're at the halfway mark, but certainly other than Harrisburg, probably one of the best teams that they have played to date in the first 5 weeks.
Mosier gets the carry. We'll have timeout, I believe, called on Yankton. They're going to try and use all 3 of their timeouts. They're not letting this game be over quite yet. It was no gain for Mosier on that first down run. He's got 6 carries, 4 yards of offense here this evening. Stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll wrap things up. We will get you the drive totals, the offensive totals, and we'll talk to our players of the game as the Governors. And I bet you Alika Keenels will probably be one of those guys coming up here. Nearly, well, he does have over 400 yards of both passing and rushing, but almost 200 yards each. But the Governors right now leading 24-3. We'll talk to our players of the game afterwards as the Govs lead it here 24-3 with 2:29 to go. Yankton took their first time out. And Pierre looking to go to now 4-1 the season, 4-game winning streak. After dropping their opener to Harrisburg, they will return home next Friday against Huron. We'll have Huron and Watertown at home before we go to Aberdeen Central for the final Friday night game of the regular season. Brookings will be at home on that Thursday in Week 9, and then we get the first round of the playoffs following that. So Governors have to travel and they're hoping to travel just one more time before the Dome, and they would love to travel back to the Dakota Dome as Brock Mosier starting to fumble the football. He goes out of bounds. Not where you wanted to go, but Mosier was fumbling the football where he's finally able to grab it, and his momentum took him out of play. And it will be 3rd down from the 35-yard line, be 3rd and about 5 here, a long 5 for the Governors.
And again, this is a big win. I mean, this is a good Yankton football team. They're a very physical football team. But what the Governors have did coming into Yankton is say, we can be physical too, and we can play smash mouth football just like you can. And so we can win with the big play, or we can win with smash mouth football, and I think that's what's going to make this team extremely dangerous going forward.
Keno's looking to pass, airing it out for Jack Merkwan. The catch is bobbled and dropped, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Governors want to punt the ball away with 2:16, so a little bit alive for Yankton. However, with 2:16 to go, there's not a whole lot of life left for Yankton in this contest, as Pierre's looking to knock them down to 2-3 on the season.
Jaden Supergeshi on the coverage for Yankton, and he's done a nice job after that first long touchdown pass on the first play of the game to Jack Merkwan. Supergeshi's done a nice job in coverage for the Bucks, and again, this Bucks secondary got torched a little bit early on, but they have responded after the midway point of the first quarter.
And the Governors will have to take another timeout here as they're confused on who was supposed to be out there for the punt, with 2:16 left to go here in the fourth quarter. It is 4th and 5 at the 35, and 2 timeouts are still remaining for Yankton. Again, however, with 2:16, you got to score 3 times. You're looking for basically a touchdown, onside kick recover, touchdown, onside kick, and then you give yourself a drive to potentially try and get out of it, or to try and tie it up. But that's hard to do. It's much easier said than done.
Absolutely, and so the thing right now for the Governors is don't let anybody behind you. Inevitably, the Bucks are going to throw the ball. You don't want to let any receiver behind you. Make them complete every pass. If they're going to complete a pass, make them complete it in front of you, where you can swarm to the ball, get the receiver on the ground, keep that clock running. Although Yankton does have those 2 timeouts, so like you said, John, they've got just a little bit of life left here in this last 2:16.
As the Govs, with 2:16 left to go, will punt the ball away. As Lincoln Keenels will be the one to punt it away here for the Governors, and we have a flag. It would be a false start. Oh, the music was still playing by the time they tried to snap the ball. But it will be a false start on Pierre. I mean, that's what you try and do when you're practicing to try and get for a hostile environment, play the music so loud. But the music had not stopped. By the time it did stop, the snap had been made by the Governors, and I guess they should have waited maybe another second or two before they snapped it away. But it moves it back 5 yards, and it's now 4th and 10, and Keenels will punt it away. That's the one thing that you didn't want to happen was a block punt. Oswald will field it on the run. He's out of the 45. He'll try and cut it back to the 50, but he will just walk his way out of bounds, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Yankton Bucks. Inside the Governor territory, right around the 49-yard line is where they're going to spot it. So Yankton trying to find some life here with 2:04 to go, down by 3 scores. But there's not much left to go in this contest, and Pierre will move to 4-1. Yankton will fall under 500 this late in the season. You don't see that very often from a Yankton team. A quick throw from Reichen. Catch is made by Zarbach, but he stays inbounds. He doesn't pick up a first down. So now they're going to have to quickly move everybody back to the line. Lincoln Keenels made the tackle. A gain of about 7 for Zarbach. And he'll bring up 2nd and 3. 140 yards passing now. 13 of 32. Reichen, another quick throw. The catch is made. Oswald will get out of bounds from the 43-yard line. We'll go down to the 34-yard line. Gain of 9 for Cody Oswald.
And the Govs are doing exactly what we talked about, just keeping everything in front of them. They're letting Yankton complete those 5 to 10-yard passes. But again, every time you do that, even if they get out of bounds, you're just eating clock up down to 1:37 now left in this game.
Reichen will look to throw. He'll throw it to looking for Oswald, and it'll fall out of his hands as he was open. It was Austin Foley in coverage. He was maybe a step behind Oswald, but it falls incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. 1:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. 14 of 34 now is Rugby Ryken. A lot of passing attempts between these two teams. Two receivers on each side. Shotgun formation for Ryken. He'll look to pass. He'll throw, looking for Oswald again. Wiebe doesn't get the hand on it. Oswald makes the catch. He walks in the end zone for a touchdown. A 36-yard pass from Ryken to Oswald. And Yankton will now have to get this extra point, but then we'll have to get an onside kick with 1:24 to go. But it is a good catch from Cody Oswald, a gain of 36 for a touchdown.
Yeah, and again, we talked about how Jaden Wiebe had been locked up with Cody Oswald most of the night, and that was a play where Oswald just got a step behind Wiebe. Wiebe fell down trying to make the play, and then Oswald makes the catch, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
4-play, 49-yard drive, 36-yard catch from Oswald. Extra point is upcoming here from Paulson. And that kick is up, and it is going to be good. So it is now 24-10 with 1:24 to go. We'll keep it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. An onside kick is upcoming. You know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody in the entire field here at Crane Youngworth Field, everybody who's already left, they all know that an onside kick is coming as well. And the Governors have to get the hands team out there to make sure they fall on top of it. And with only 2 timeouts left to go for Yankton, they can stop the ball. They can stop the clock twice. But at this point, the Governors are in the spot to win this football game as long as they get the onside kick covered up.
Yep, just get your hands team out there and just fall on the ball. Don't try to do anything special. Just corral the ball, fall on top of it, and then it's go into victory formation about 3 times, and the Governors will get on the bus for the long ride back to the capital city and go to 4-1 on the year.
Host here on next Friday night, 7 o'clock, kickoff homecoming night at Hollister Field. We'll have it for you. 6:30 we'll start coverage, 7 o'clock for kickoff. Here's an onside kick up coming for Paulson. He's got to get it to the 50-yard line before Yankton can get to it. It'll take a perfect hop, and it will be grabbed by the Governors, and that is where they will have it at the 49-yard line.
Recovered by number 27.
Devin Dotson on the recovery for the Governors, and did just exactly what he was supposed to do. Just good hands over there from the sophomore running back, the 5'10", 150-pounder, and just once he had the ball in his grasp, immediately went to the ground. Governors have control right at midfield. Minute 22 to go. Probably about 2, maybe three snaps, and this game will be over.
A handoff for Brock Mosier. Got to hang on the football, does Mosier. They're going to be trying to rip the ball away from him, and there will be a tackle, and Muth will take a timeout with a gain of 3 for Brock Mosier, who will have 12 yards now and 8 carries. But how big of a play? Nobody reacts to it very much, but how big of a play is it for Devin Dotson, who had not played all night, maybe other than on the kickoffs, gets in there. He's got to grab onto it. He's the only guy right there. If he doesn't grab onto it, Yankton recovers it. Maybe he doesn't feel the pressure, but that's a huge play. That's one of the plays of the game for the Governors, because if that doesn't happen, granted they're still up by 14 points, but Governors are in a much different situation then.
Well, and you give the Bucks a little life. You give them some momentum. You know, what's left of the crowd gets back into the game. The sideline gets back into the game. And so, again, huge play. That's why they call them special teams, because the kids on those return teams, on those coverage teams, you know, those are special players, and a lot of them are junior varsity and sometimes second stringers who don't see a lot of the field, and so you really ask for them to step up when they need to make a play.
Mosier again on the handoff. He'll try and power his way forward. He gets to around the 34-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down. It's going to be the 44-yard line, a gain of about another. Well, let's see. They're going to get it be 3rd and 4. So a gain of another 3 for Brock Mosier. And this now becomes potentially one of the final plays of the game. The Governors can pick up 4 yards here and get past the 40-yard line. It'll be game over. No timeouts left for Yankton. They can take a knee or 2, and that'll be it. However, if the Governors do not get a first down, Still not a whole lot of time left because they're going to take 40 seconds off the clock of the play clock before they would punt the ball away. But even then, you probably go for it on 4th down because you're really at the point of where you're at. You're just about have won the football game.
Yeah, and if the Governors don't get the first down here, Yankton is out of timeout, so the clock will continue to roll. The Governors will probably have to snap the ball one more time and may not be able to totally run this clock out.
And they will get to the 41-yard line, a gain of 3 for Brock Mosier, and they will let that clock continue to bleed. And all you got to do here for the Governors is pick up a yard for a first down. I would think they're going to keep the offense out there. And with a difference of 23, 24 seconds, there's not a whole lot of time left for Yankton if they don't pick up a first down. The Governors don't pick up a first down, be about 20 seconds left to play in the game. They got to try and score twice on it. Steele might take his final timeout as well. I think he is going to take the final timeout whenever they get to that final 3 seconds. Keenel's trying to maybe get them to go offside. Now he will take the timeout. That's a really smart play. 23 seconds left to go. So you took as much time as you possibly could without getting a delayed game penalty. And it will be with 23 seconds left. The final timeout taken from Pierre. All they got to do is pick up a yard to get first down. But even if they don't, it'll still be about 19 seconds left for the Yankton Bucks to try and score twice to tie it up.
Well, and realistically, even with 18, 19 seconds left, Yankton would have to run 4 plays. You'd have to score twice and recover 2 kickoffs, and I just don't know that you can run 4 plays in 18 seconds.
You'd have to score on the first play if you get maybe 8 seconds left or so, and then you get the onside kick, because then you can run that next play again to try and tie it up. So in all reality, it's going to take a miracle for Yankton, and it all might be moot if the Governors just pick up 1 yard. That's all they got is just to pick up 1 yard. Probably the longest yard of the night for the Pierre Governors to try and pick up, but if they do it, they win it, and they'll go to 4-1 the season. They're going to try and punt the ball away. They might punt it away here. So Oswald is back deep.
To punt for the Governors.
And Lincoln Keenels will punt it away. He'll kick it away from Oswald. Let's see if Oswald will go pick it up and try and return it. He's out to the 15. He's going to get to the 20, to the far side, the 35, where he's going to be out of bounds. He tried to keep moving after he got forced out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 with 11 seconds to go from the 36-yard line. So the Governors didn't even try it. They just said, we'll punt the ball away. That took 13 seconds off the clock. And now here for Yankton, you got to score, and you got to throw a bomb, and you got to get down the field really quick to give yourself a chance.
But in reality, you're 64 yards away from the end zone. Even if you had Usain Bolt as your wide receiver, it's going to take him 6 seconds to get to the end zone, and then you're still going to have to run an onside kick and score again.
So Ryken will throw. He's going to look to the sideline. Zarbach will make the catch. He's going to be tackled inbounds. He's not going to get a first down, and that's going to be the final play of the game. A gain of 9 for Zarbach, and that is the final buzzer. The Governors will win it 24-10 here in Yankton on homecoming night at Creighton Youngworth Field. The Governors win at 24-10, 4-game winning streak for the Govs. And out 4-1. Yankton falls to 2-3. Back in 3 minutes for the post-game show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This fall, sip on a warm, soothing apple cider and bathe in the radiance of the changing colors before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Stop for goal line stands, holler for a game-winning ace, and go berserk for a chip in from the rough. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you.
If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved one secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
The frigid air of winter and the blistering heat of summer can really put a dent in your pocketbook. The gang at Weatherall Roofing and Insulation in Pierre say, just foam it. Saving money on your energy bills is what it's all about with Weatherall Roofing and Insulation. Let Weatherall Roofing and Insulation help you save money with their custom spray foam or blow-in fiberglass insulation. Call 224-7982 for a free estimate. And remember, just foam it.
Confidence, professional care, experience, and diverse care for all ages are what you should be looking for in dental care. And that's exactly what you'll receive from Dr. Monty Bechtold and Dr. Murray Thompson at Pierre Dental Clinic. You can expect friendly, caring staff who are concerned about your dental health and offer you complete confidence with routine checkups, early morning appointments, emergency treatment, and the latest in dental technology. Local dental treatment, all at Pierre Dental Clinic. Call 224-5355 or stop by their office at 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar. And we'll throw in an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
As we welcome you back here to Creighton-Youngworth Field as we head into the post-game show, the Pierre Governors win at 24-10 over the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we saw ourselves a really good game between these two teams, a really good defensive battle between these two teams. Greg, when you looked at it with the first about 5 minutes of this game, you thought, well, boy, this is going to be like a 48-45 game. Turned out to be 24-10. We had no scoring in the second or third quarter. We had everything happen in the first and fourth quarter. You could have not really fallen asleep and got back up and watched the end of the game and didn't miss anything. However, scoring-wise, you didn't miss anything if you fell asleep during the middle quarters.
Yeah, it was an entertaining game. It was a physical game, but it was a game where the Governors, I think, kind of made a statement. The 3 wins that they had on the season came against a 1-win Mitchell team and a winless Sturgis team and a winless Douglas team. So they were kind of looking for that signature win. And even though they're ranked second in the media polls coming into this week, I think maybe there was a few questions around the state as to really how good this team was going to be. And I tell you what, this was a night where the Governors rose up and did everything that they needed to do. They dodged a couple of bullets, but they also, like we talked about at halftime, probably left 13 points on the field in that first half because of a couple of drop passes, a botched snap on a field goal attempt, and then a field goal attempt that just went wide left. And so for the Governors, they did a lot of what they needed to do. And so congratulations to Steve Steele and the green and white tonight. This is a nice victory to go to 4-1.
Yeah, we start off with the Pierre Governors. They had one play, their first play from the scrimmage. Jag Merkwan caught a 72-yard touchdown pass from Lincoln Keenels. That got the game started, and it felt like maybe things were going to be a high-scoring game. The Yankton Bucks punted the ball on a 3-and-out, and then after that it was with the Governors scoring on a 5-play, 69-yard drive, a 6-yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenels. And then after that it was a missed field goal from Cole Peterson after Trevor Paulson made a field goal to make it 14-3. That was how the first half ended. A missed field goal, a turnover on downs that ended up being for the Governors that ended up going on a bad snap. And then the Governors were able to not score again until they kicked a 37-yard field goal from Cole Peterson to make it 17-3. And then going into the fourth quarter, it was 17-3, a touchdown run from Lincoln Keenels in his last rush, a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 24-3. And then it was a touchdown by Yankton to close out the night before things end up over. So as we welcome you back here in the post-game show, John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, and we start our conversation with our players of the game, and we're going to start with we got the offensive line up here, and then Lincoln Keenels. We thought maybe we were going to talk the offensive line, but a little gun shy right now. But Lincoln, we'll start with you here. You had 198 yards rushing and 207 yards passing. How good were these guys in front of you tonight?
I mean, they were incredible. I mean, I couldn't really do any of this without them. With that, I mean, we had a couple lapses during the game. I mean, 1 or 2 plays here and there, but then once we figured it out, we'd get 20-yard gains, and offensively passing, they'd give me enough time to make throws too. So, yeah, I'm very thankful for them.
I mean, not only the fact that you had right at 400 yards of total offense, but you also had a huge interception to stave off a drive when Yankton was driving, got inside the red zone that possibly took 6 points off the board for him. And then in the second half, that last drive, we were talking about it up here in the booth, an 11-play drive on that last touchdown drive, you carried the ball 10 times. I mean, It just looked like it was kind of like that Coach Steele had all the faith in the world in you and the 5 big guys that are right behind you right now, because he just said, he goes, we're going to go mano-a-mano and just get physical right now and try to win this game behind this crew that's behind you.
Yeah, I mean, during the game, actually I think it was after the first half and going into halftime, I told Steele, I think I need to run the ball more. And then coming out in that second drive or whatever in the second half, I mean, I came out and I just kept grinding. And thankful to these guys, they kept giving me holes and blocking. I just had to shed a couple blocks and get yards. So
yeah, you had 36 carries to the first 4 games. You had 31 carries here tonight. Are you a little bit more sore than you have been?
I mean, I have tape on my finger and my elbow. I'm bleeding everywhere. So, but I mean, it's worth it. It's especially when it's Yankton's homecoming, coming here and beating them. It's definitely worth it.
We talked about how this is maybe one of the toughest places to play in all of 11AA, and you know, this is a huge victory. It's kind of a statement win for you guys tonight to be able to come in and play a physical ball game against a very physical team and come out of here with a 24-10 victory.
I mean, like I said, I mean, we played pretty decent the first half and the second half, but I mean, it comes down to our offensive line giving us time for throws, and with them, it just from there, I mean, we make plays, and yeah.
4-game winning streak. You get Huron homecoming now next week for you guys. How excited are you to get back at Hollister Field and then play in front of now your homecoming fans?
Yep. I'm excited. I mean, I think Huron's a decent team, and I think we need to come out and step on their throats again. And especially at home, we need to try to blow them out, especially in front of our home crowd. So I think it'll be fun.
Lincoln Keenels, a fantastic job tonight. 400 yards of offense for the Governors. As we now we'll start talking to the offensive linemen. Who are we going to have first? Go first. We're going to go with the center, Matthew Coverdale. That will go first. So
not center.
Oh, hold on here. Let me get the. Let me figure out, make sure. Matthew. Yeah, we're still going to talk about Matthew Coverdale though. Yeah. But let's talk about this offensive line and you guys right now and how. I mean, did you feel yourself in that game be able to get that push for you guys on the defensive line?
Yeah, I did. We just had to stay physical, and just. Oh, sorry. We just had to stay physical, keep pushing. We got a little slow on the end of the first half. We had to keep pushing, and came out second half rejuvenated, and just started kicking butt.
So, I think one of the things that really was impressive for me, especially on that first play of the 72-yard touchdown pass from Keenholz to Merkwan, was he had all kinds of time in the pocket, and that's something that you guys did really well. I mean, you guys did a nice job protecting him tonight. So maybe talk a little bit about maybe the protection schemes that you had and kind of what you were expecting out of the Yankton defense tonight.
Okay, so we had the play that was called Fire, and they'd all line up just on the line of scrimmage. And what we were taught coming into this game was they if they were up on the line of scrimmage, they were coming, but they backed off. So second half first half, I just drew it up. We figured it out and went out there and started kicking some butt.
Yeah, and you guys allowed rushing yards over. It was 216 rushing yards for you guys, which is impressive. Most rushing yards of the season, and I'm sure for you guys too on the offensive line, you'll probably like to run the ball a little bit more because that means you get to move forward instead of moving backwards, right?
Yeah, sometimes you don't. But Yeah, that was good. Our last touchdown that we had, we just put our heads down and did the dirty work and got it done.
Yep. Congratulations. This is a big win for you guys.
Yeah, congratulations, Matthew. Good win, and we'll see you next week down back in Pierre against Huron.
Yeah, homecoming.
So as we will pass things along here now, Christian Bush, as Christian, you didn't get to start the season out. You're still banged up, a little injured. Now you've gotten back in the groove, and now that you've fully got back in the groove, how does it feel to be a full game and be able to beat this Yankton team?
It feels great. I mean, my hips are doing better, and I mean, I'm just glad that I can be out there with the boys and get crap done. So,
maybe talk a little bit about this last drive. I mean, Coverdale talked a little bit about it, but you had an 11-play drive, all rushes. And that's just a credit to you as an offensive line that you won those battles and were able to put that deciding touchdown on the board.
Yeah, so our main key as an O-line is communication. And, when we played Sturgis, we didn't communicate very well, and that's why, it was a 21-6 victory. It should have probably been a blowout, but that's our biggest thing is communication. And on that drive, we communicated, and we put our heads down, got lower than the defense, and just drove them back. So.
And how much fun when you guys, especially in a game like tonight where you have so many rushing yards, how much fun is it to be with all these guys and be able to do something like that? Because, again, like you said, communication. If you're not communicating, 216 yards of rushing probably turns into about 16 yards of rushing.
Yeah, like I said, we got to communicate, and usually when we do that, you saw it tonight. We had a great running game and a passing game too, and that was just us communicating and doing our jobs. So,
congratulations! You guys did a nice job tonight.
Congratulations, Christian. We'll see you next week down in back in Pierre. As we'll pass along to Jaden Floor, who had himself a good defensive game, had a good offensive game as well. Let's first talk about the offensive side, and again talk about how you guys were able to kind of push that defensive line moving forward.
Yeah, as soon as we got our stuff figured out after the that first touchdown, everyone was hyped up, had our energy going. But as that first half drug on, it started slowing down a bit. So it was more about focusing on doing our jobs and just taking our guy one-on-one and just protecting Keenholz.
So we brought you up as a member, as a player of the game, as a member of the offensive line, but maybe talk a little bit about the big sack you had here at the end of the game that really was really a big play that really drove Yankton back and really kind of took a lot of the momentum. What did you see on that play, and how did you get to the backfield?
So on the snap, the Army snaps the ball with, I just shucked that arm to the side, and it turned his upper body, and I was able to squeak through and just run him down. So
it's going to be, in a game like this and where you're sitting at in the game, that's going to be a pretty good feeling, right?
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine how that probably feels, especially on the road. This is a good crowd. I don't know if you guys really looked at the crowd and saw how many people were here for Yankton. They had a lot of fans here, and you guys made them leave early because you guys were up by 21 points in the fourth quarter. That's going to make you feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah, so congratulations. Big night both on the offensive side and the defensive side for Jaden Floor tonight.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week, homecoming game against Huron.
Yep, let's blow them out.
As we will pass along who we're going to get to next year, as we will continue here the post-game show as the Pierre Governors win 24-10 over the Yankton Bucks. Kyle Albertson will join us here. So, Kyle, let's talk about this offensive line. And you got a guy, Brady Getz, who's got himself. We're going to talk with him here, but he's got his shoulder banged up a little bit. But you guys, it's almost like a next man up mentality, right?
Yeah, of course. When someone goes down, we always have to have that backup guy come in and be ready.
And I think that as an offensive line, and we talked about this, John and I did, especially early on, that you guys really had to replace a lot of starters from last year, and that you right now are just kind of a unit that's just kind of coalescing and getting better every week. Do you kind of feel that? At least that's what we see up here. Are you kind of feeling that down on the line?
Yeah, with this group, we've been playing for a very long time since middle school, so we've had time to build up that chemistry and be a very good offensive line.
You guys struggled a little bit against Sturgis, and you got things figured out against Douglas, and a game that you wanted to get things figured out. Now you wanted to put that to the test against Yankton. Obviously there's a lot of stats to back up that you guys did a really good job, but from where you're at, how did you feel like not just yourself but the rest of the offensive line did tonight?
Oh, they did a very good job. They made my outside job very easy. When they bring in that 6-7 man blitz, it's very, very hard to estimate and communicate what they're going to do.
Well, Kyle, congratulations on another big win. Now 4 games in a row for you guys. We'll see you next week against Huron for a homecoming game.
Thank you. See you.
As we will pass along now to Gary Nedved, as let's talk a little bit. Hey, you've decided to leave some of that stinky stuff out there. You guys kind of stink a little bit.
Yeah, we work hard.
Yeah, well, that's the side of it. Yeah.
Really well, we did play kind of hard. One of my favorite Space Jam lines of all time.
But I mean, and you guys did work hard, because it doesn't, nothing easy comes in AA football, and you guys were able to get 423 yards of total offense here tonight, and that is a big testament to those offensive lines.
It's a real big grind, and you just got to keep digging in the trenches and can't quit until you hear the buzzer go off. So.
And I think that's the thing. We talked about the fact that this was probably going to be a physical game, and it certainly looked like it. I mean, especially as you got into the second half. I mean, you could kind of see the frustration building from the Buck defense. I mean, they would turn toward their sidelines and kind of with their hands out. Maybe they'd make a plea to the official. But I mean, when you see defenders start looking other directions than looking at you as the offensive line, means to me that you guys have won the battle.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we really try and practice, is try and get everyone 100% every play. If someone needs to take a step out and rejuvenate and go 100%, then we can, and then when we see that, then we know we've won.
You're also on the defensive line again tonight, and for you guys and you and Jaden Floor who do that quite often. Brady was part of the defensive line for a little bit as well, but to do that and to be able to kind of push their offensive line back and then push their defensive line back, that, like you said, you worked hard. That's a lot of work for you guys up front.
And they're not tiny. They're pretty built up front on the offensive line, but that's what. Keep doing.
Yeah, because they average about 260, 270 across the front on that offensive line, and so it's not always the bigger guy that wins. Sometimes it's the guy that's quicker or just wants it more, and I think that's where you guys came to play tonight.
I think we walked down the field and we already had the mentality that we're going to win, and then they walked out and they didn't really want it. So.
Well, congratulations. It's a big win for you guys tonight.
Yeah, we will see you next week against Huron. 4-game winning streak for you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll talk with Brady Getz here, who's got the left shoulder wrapped up, iced up. All right, give us maybe not the full diagnosis, but what's going on with the shoulder right now?
I don't know. I kind of, on the defensive play, I hit the guy from behind, landed on my shoulder, and it hurt. So then Casey came and looked at me and took my helmet. So
if she didn't take your helmet, were you probably going to go back out there?
Maybe for one play, and then
realize, I probably shouldn't. Okay.
But again, I think you guys on the offensive line, and you're another one who came back off of an injury and just has stepped in the last couple of weeks. And I think as the offensive line as a unit has kind of begun to coalesce, and especially as you've got some more experience, you're one of the guys that came back that did have some playing experience from last year, and so you're kind of, I think, probably looked at as sort of a leader. So what have you seen as a senior leader on this team? What have you seen, and how has this offensive line just grown from the beginning of the year now that we're at midseason?
I think our biggest thing is communication. I think we're communicating a lot better. There were some plays in that game, though, that we didn't communicate real well, and we left some guys, but overall we're communicating a lot better, I think.
And like Greg mentioned too, you're one of the guys that came back with some playing time, but you didn't get to start in week one. So what kind of was your role? Did you take on that leader role and kind of work with some of the young guys? Obviously, with what you could, you didn't want to overwork yourself, but kind of work with those young guys.
Yeah, I did, and it's kind of hard when you're not in pads, really doing a whole lot, but
it's all right, I guess.
Well, and this offensive line has been really good the last couple of weeks, and hopefully that shoulder gets better for next Friday, or at least at some point in this season.
Yep.
Would like to have you back out in the pads and be able to call your name again. But Brady, congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you again here soon, and we'll see you next week against the Huron Tigers.
All right, thank you.
Take care of that shoulder.
I will.
And we'll talk now with the head coach, Steve Steele, who he stayed outside for a little bit because these offensive linemen stink. That probably was our bad. The offensive line deserved to be players of the game. It just they kind of stunk up here.
Yeah,
they worked hard.
take up a lot of room.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything when you texted that, but yeah, I mean, I opened the door and I'm like, woof. You're braver men than I am.
It's a good thing we're going back home after this.
But I think the point is, I mean, they worked really hard tonight. I mean, that offensive line did a really nice job, and especially in the second half, that last touchdown drive where you just basically put the ball in Lincoln Keenholz's hands, and you just trusted that offensive line to say, you're going to win these battles. I mean, you obviously had a lot of confidence in them, and we're really looking for them to have made this statement this game.
Yeah, and that's what we called that. That was a toughness drive. I mean, it was at a certain point in that, maybe right away, I don't know. They knew we were running the ball up the middle with Lincoln. We knew we were running the ball up the middle with Lincoln. And they found a way to continue to chunk all the way down the field. We had a couple random mix-ins that we put an edge play in there, but I mean, it was pretty much everyone in the stadium knew what was going to happen. We just didn't know who was going to win. And, it was a really fun thing to see from our coaching staff was that our line did it. They got us through the end of that game. And they picked it up. When we had the opportunities to throw in the first half and really distance ourselves, we just didn't cash in on those opportunities. So our line did a great job taking over. As we went into that second half, they did a phenomenal job just taking over and really killing the momentum anytime Yankton felt like they had it. And, I think the hardest part about playing here is this crowd. And especially on homecoming where this was a huge full place, we never allowed them to get that energy and to feed off of it. And that was a huge thing. And, obviously our defense did a phenomenal job, keeping them out of the end zone. But also the other stat, you guys would have to correct me on this, if we gave up a big play, I think they didn't get another first down. So they had one bad play, but they'd never have two in a row. And, I think that was a huge thing to stymie this energy.
Lincoln Keenholz said it when we were talking with him that he told you at halftime that he wanted to run the ball a little bit more. And obviously he did. He had 31 rushes, almost 200 yards rushing. That's it. That's it. It felt like he was running almost every single play. Now, he was one that he came to tell you that last year as a sophomore coming here. He tells you that you probably like, we're gonna get this done. Just listen to us. Now you get he comes and tells you that because of how good of a leader he has been and all that he's grown since the loss in week 3 last year. It's it's a conversation. It's actually being able to talk it out and not saying, well, we'll worry about that. You just worry about making the plays. He's earned that right to be able to communicate with you guys about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's a lot of fun to have a guy that wants that, because it's not an easy thing to take 31 carries in a football game, especially when probably the last 15 of them, every single person knew you're just going to catch the ball and run with it. So, I mean, that's a really, really hard thing to do for the team. And, like I said, we've obviously tried to semi-manage. We don't want to try and do 31 carries every game.
He had 36 going into tonight and had 31
But I'm just,
tonight.
that's something that we don't necessarily want to. We want to have that load management a little bit because obviously he's a huge defensive player too. But, I mean, he had that mindset today. He's just like, you know what? Put it on us. The line's going to do it, and I'm going to push forward, and we're going to keep going. And, you just got to give credit to the kid. He's one tough kid, mentally and physically, and he did a great job.
Maybe talk a little bit about your defense, because if you look at the total yardage numbers, I mean, there's not a lot of separation between Yankton's numbers and Pierre's numbers. I think Pierre was
423 and Yankton was 357.
I mean, so you kind of had a bend but not break kind of philosophy tonight, because your defense made a couple of really big plays, forced a couple of turnovers, the Keenholz interception in the end zone, the Drake Burt pickup and return that got you into some good, eventually resulted in a field goal. And so your defense not only has been opportunistic, but they've stepped up when they've needed to.
Yeah, and kind of like we said earlier, I mean, I think the most important thing from our defense today is, we understood Yankton's a good offense. They're too good of a team to not give up any yards or not give up any plays. We can't have two. If we have one bad play, wipe it away. We know we're going to have one bad play. Don't let it happen for a second play in a row, because that's how Yankton's offense builds a rhythm and really can snowball, because if they get that big play, the crowd's into it, they're up tempo, and then they can catch you and build another big play, and then it just continues to snowball, and they were never able to do that. I think that was the biggest sense of pride, I think, for our coaching staff in the defense, is that we made one mistake, but we never made two in a row, and that was what kept this crowd out of the game and ultimately kept them out of the end zone. Save that last little go that they made a good catch on.
And Devin Dotson had the recovery on the onside kick. That's a big play for a guy that probably is only on special teams. And granted, the game didn't come down to that spot, but it made things a lot easier for you guys at the end of the game.
Yeah, really good to have confidence and just in yourself to go do that. I mean, that's a hard thing to want to do. I mean, because you're putting yourself right out there. And if you don't make the play, everyone sees that you took that chance, and for him to do that was really good. And before I forget, I got to give Brody Gilbertson a shout out and a lot of credit today. With what Yankton's offense presents, with the high tempo and all those different things, it's a very hard thing to simulate in practice. And Brody runs our scout offense against our defense, and he actually built some wristbands this week and installed a no huddle Yankton offense in 3 days. And I think that was a very huge reason why we were able to do a lot of those things of not letting one big play become two, because that tempo is so hard to simulate. That's one thing, and then like that Navy triple option is another thing where it happens so fast, it's hard to simulate. And Brody was tasked with no big deal. Hey,
right, yeah.
Find out their best 8 plays, make wristbands, and let's put it in. Run it with a scout team for 3 days, and he did an outstanding job with it. And like I said, I think the kids obviously deserve a lot of credit too for doing all that. But Brody did a great job organizing it, and like I said, really helping our defense prepare for this week.
Now,
I was just going to say, I mean, maybe talk just briefly about your coaching staff. I mean, you walked into this coaching staff for the most part 6 years ago, and kind of got handed to you, and you've really done a nice job in terms of molding with them, and you've got some really solid coaches that don't get near the credit that they probably deserve. I mean, you talked about Gilbertson, you've talked about Sean Lewis before, Scott Nye, Schleckaway last year on the special teams, Nathan Nas, but up and down your lineup, I mean, you've just got a list of really solid football minds on your staff.
Yeah, well, and I think one of the funnest parts about our staff is, I mean, we've kind of said this, and it's going to get harder. I mean, we're all getting older, but we still feel like we're one of the youngest football staffs that exist out there, at least in AA. I mean, I don't know. I think Lewis might be our oldest one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't want him to get mad, but I think he might be our oldest one, and he's not 40. We don't have a coach that was on the sideline today over 40 years old. And I mean, Matt Thorson's come in and done a phenomenal job with our defensive backs. Nas has obviously come in and done a great job, and he's kind of taken over special teams this year. Nye's done a great job on the offensive line, and Brody's come in and done legitimately whatever's been needed. Like I said, when we ask him, hey, can you throw, no big pressure here, but could you throw Yankton's no huddle offense together in 2 days, and then we can run it for 3 days, and then we'll go beat Yankton, and then and he does it, and he doesn't just do it, he does it well. So that makes it really easy to work here, and it makes us pretty dang good because we've got success from all these coaches that are just doing a great job.
Well, as you have now a 4-game winning streak, you get to take on Huron for your homecoming on Friday. Greg, I believe Huron ended up beating Aberdeen Central. So
21-14.
So obviously you'll have to go home and watch that film and get ready for it. But what do you expect from this Huron Tiger team next week?
I think in a lot of ways they're kind of similar to us. They're not very big, but they've got a quarterback that can throw. They've got some receivers, and they just try and play some scrappy, hard-nosed football. So I think it'll be an exciting game. I mean, they haven't really had any blowouts either way. Their wins have been close. Their losses have been close for the most part. So I think it's got all the makings of a good game, and it's homecoming and it's our turn, and that was an easy conversation out there. This is fun, but it'll be a lot more fun next week when it's our crowd and it's not quiet and it's loud. So we've just got to make sure that what happened to Yankton tonight doesn't happen to us next week.
Absolutely.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you again on Wednesday at Coach's Corner. But, 4 in a row, now 4-1 the season, and Governors are looking to start like they're rolling here.
Hope so. Got to keep it going.
Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors, as they win it 24-10 here this evening, as they will now be 4-1 and will take on the Huron Tigers next Friday as they will be facing that team at home for homecoming. As we wrap things up here this evening, Greg, your final thoughts here on the win.
Well, it's a big win. I mean, anytime you can come to Yankton and get a win, it's a big win. And especially tonight, where I think the Governors really kind of made a statement on a variety of different levels. I mean, we knew coming into this game it was going to be a physical ball game, and the Governors responded and responded in spades and just played very physical ball, especially in the second half. And like Coach Steve Steele just said, won the battle in the trenches when they knew that everybody in the stadium knew that Lincoln Keenholz was going to get the ball in that last drive. They still responded and pushed and responded with the deciding touchdown. And so congratulations to the Govs. Go to 4-1, the 4-game winning streak. Homecoming next week. The Huron Tigers come to town. We hope that there's a lot of fans in the stands, and if there isn't, we sure hope you can join us on KCCR and or on YouTube.
Yeah, and again, we'll be on the air at 6:30 next Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff, as the Governors will take on the Huron Tigers at home for homecoming. And you can listen here on KCCR or watch it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Thanks to Ray Lewis back at the station, our technical producer for the evening, as we will be back on the air 6:30 next Friday. But before then, we're back on the air tomorrow afternoon at 12:40 with coverage of Pierre soccer as they take on Sioux Falls Jefferson. I'll have the call for you alongside Mendel Miller for the first game between the Pierre girls taking on Sioux Falls Jefferson. 12:40 will start coverage with a 1 o'clock kickoff as the Govs will be taking on at Sioux Falls Jefferson. Again, thanks to Ray Lewis back at the station, Greg Dean to my left, John Winkler signing off. The Governors win it 24-10 over the Yankton Bucks here on Homecoming. You've been listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Athletics on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Athletics is brought to you by Avera St. Mary's, Sander Auto Parts, Bank West, Weatherall Roofing, Faith Lutheran Church, Billion Financial, The Clubhouse Inn and Suites, Fording Electric, Slumberland, Kruger Contracting, B&B Equipment, Bridget M. Photography, Sioux Nation, Edward Jones Financial, First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Properties, All Pro Towing, Pierre Dental Clinic, Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motors, Midwest Cooperative, the May Adam Law Firm, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Join us all season on your home for Pierre Governor Athletics, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of River